Good evening and welcome to another exciting broadcast of Kewanee Boilermaker football. We are live high atop Kewanee High School Stadium before the start of this game between your Kewanee Boilermakers 1-0 and the Erie Prophetstown Panthers 0-1. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, not only on Kewanee High School Sports and Special Events on YouTube Live, but also on AM 1450 WKEI and also 100.1 AM FM WKEI. So glad you could join us, and we'll keep you abreast of the Cubs scores. Of course, the Cubs won the game earlier tonight, so that was great, and it should be a lot of fun.
Was that a doubleheader they were playing tonight,
Yep.
Russ? Because I heard it was 0-0 in the second inning, I think, when I came on up here. So
That's right.
Go Cubbies.
We are going to have, right before the start of the game, we're going to have the dedication of the Cernovich Fieldhouse, which is great. Jeff Johnson, the head of the board
Foundation.
for Kewanee, will be go ahead and he will be speaking, and then Rick Cernovich will be coming over and talking a little bit about it. So, but this is a big game for Kewanee. I mean, it is. You can't say non-conference. It's non-divisional game for the Boilermakers. They played well enough last week to win 28-20, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I unfortunately I wasn't able to be at the game, but I want to take this opportunity to say to my boy, to my son, I hope you get to feeling better fast, and we're thinking about you, and hopefully you enjoy the broadcast tonight also. So with that being said, Kewanee, again, should be a good opportunity for the Boilermakers to go ahead and get a 2-0 start. And if that happens, Jeremy Peart, this should be a real good start to the season for the Kewanee Boilermakers.
Yeah, the schedule works out in a way to where the Boilers could get a good-looking record here before they start hitting the tough teams later on, week 6, 7, 8, I think. And but yeah, a good opportunity for the Boilermakers. They looked good last week. They did everything they needed to do to win. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. How great is it to see the stadium? Looks great. Everything looks great at the school like it usually does. And exciting with the Fieldhouse going in tonight. New dedication. The old one was probably lived its life. It's still going to remain standing, which is nice because it's a cool-looking old building. But as far as the facilities inside, they were from the Depression era. So
I remember being in that freshman field house a couple of days ago, a long time ago, and then the sophomores were in the south end of the field house, and then in the north end is where the varsity would. I mean, no, it's the opposite. It was the sophomores were in the north end of the field house, and the varsity was in the south end, and it. Yeah, what you said is exactly right. It wasn't exactly conducive to what you'd like to have, but you know, what's really nice is the fact that the folks from Kim Cernovich and Dr. Rick Cernovich did a wonderful job of getting together and getting one built here. And you know what? It's going to be a thing of beauty. And people say, why is it so close to the other one? And it's because of the logistics of the power and the water, also both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great to have alumni stepping up and donating great things like this to the school district, and it'll just help it continue on and be a benefit to students for generations to come.
I want to mention also that the other sports teams here at Kewanee really doing well, and I have to thank their coaches for getting us the information so we can go ahead and relate it to you. But let's go ahead and talk first of all about volleyball, and the Kewanee Boilermakers volleyball team really has been playing well. The one that really is tremendous that you look at, and that is they played against Newman Central Catholic, and Newman has been a team that has been a powerhouse for years and years and years, and Newman was fourth in the state last year. And what happens this year? Kewanee is within just a couple of points of defeating them. It's really nice to see that. Kewanee sports really doing well in that regards. I also want to mention that they did defeat Mercer County then night before last, and that was nice to see too. I want to mention this also that a friend of Kewanee sports, a friend of Kewanee, and also a friend of someone who went to Kewanee High School here and did extremely well for himself and was an extremely talented man intelligently, and I was proud to call him my friend, passed away this last a couple days ago, Terry Madsen, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his niece, Bree Cinnamon, who is the head coach for the Kewanee Boilermaker volleyball team, and also was the brother of Lori Christensen, who is on the Board of Education for Kewanee. So again, we want to mention that. That being said, let's go ahead and hit some of the other sports here, Jeremy. First of all, for the Rockridge High School results on the 31st of August, Jason Rusk ended up in third place in that 3-mile run. Really nice. 19:33.14. Hunter Vansel was 21:09.61, and Mitchell Thorpe was 21:20.49. So congratulations there. And, of course, for the girls, they were led by Natalie Martin, second place, 21:33.30. And really nice job by her. She's been very consistent all year, Jeremy, which is nice to know that also. All that being said, let's go ahead and hit another one here. We did have some more results from the Rocket Run, as we mentioned. Chase Palm in the varsity, in the 3-mile varsity boys, was at 19:06. He ended up in 15th place. Good job by Chase Palm, just a junior, of course. And then we mentioned about Jason Rusk before, and there's been a lot of positive things going on with athletics here at Kewanee High School. We just want to mention those things to you. Also, it's good to be back here.
Yes, it is. It's beautiful view looking out over the field, and the stadium's in fine shape, and nothing better than walking in to a Friday night game, first game, home game of the season, and it's exciting.
I want to mention also the fact that the Boilermakers soccer team has been doing very well too. After they had the war on 34, and that is with other teams, of course. I think they ended up in third place, if I'm not mistaken, and that was a really good performance in the last couple of weeks by the Kewanee High School soccer team. They lost to Limestone on the 21st of August. They came back and beat Peoria Christian on the 22nd. Then they had the war on 34, and they lost one, but they won two others. And one of the teams, and that was in Earlville, by the way, one of the other teams that they beat, they've not been able to defeat very much, and that was against the Depew team. So congratulations. Then they defeated Orion. Orion has got an excellent program. He has had for years. They defeated Orion pretty handily, and then they beat Peoria here at Kewanee High School Stadium, and then also they defeated last night the Abingdon, the A-Town Tornadoes, and you got to give a lot of credit to them for doing that. They really have played well, and Coach Bermudez has been really instrumental in getting that team to go in the right direction. And Christian Cazares, oh my goodness, is he on fire, huh?
Yeah, I saw that. He's definitely a leader on that team, and they're getting some W's this year. That's awesome.
Okay, we want to go ahead and give you a couple of pieces of information, and that is, again, we're about 18 minutes and 10 seconds before the start of this dedication of the Fieldhouse. And my wife and I came over here a couple of weeks ago, and we went through the Fieldhouse, and it was not anywhere near being done. So they must have done some wonderful work on it. So our congratulations. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the two teams here real quickly, as long as we got some time here, if that's okay with you, Jeremy.
Sure.
First of all, you saw Kewanee last week. I saw them on film, and I wanted to see them, and I listened to your call, of course, and that was very, very nice to hear. And
yeah, thanks to Marcus Thornburg for stepping in. He did a great job.
Yeah, it was kind of at the last second, wasn't it? That was not very nice. Not trying to be that way, but it does happen, unfortunately. So you see Kewanee, you think, what do they have going for them? Well, they got a lot of stuff going for them. First of all, they've got an excellent quarterback, 3-year starter defense, 3-year starter on offense, tight end, and then quarterback the last 2 years. And he actually has gained some weight from what I saw from last year to this year. He's gained 20 pounds, 215. And if you look at one thing, one word for me to describe him, yes, he's a very good performer. And so as he goes, so goes the offense. But he is elusive.
Very much so. And last week we really saw the speed kick in on that 37-yard touchdown. Thought it was going to be probably a 20-yard gain or something. It was a nice fake, and He had the full side of the field open to him, but he just kicked on the afterburners and got all the way to the end zone. That was a great play. Another thing I noticed last week, the offensive line. We knew they were going to be big and good, and last week they were big and good. And I think the offense probably could have done some other things if they needed to, but they didn't need to. They basically just relied on the big boys up front, and they opened up holes. And it was really impressive win. And I think Sherrard's going to be a pretty good team. I mean, you never know, it's first week, I guess, but looking at them, their quarterback really was on point with a lot of their throws when they went to the air when they were down, and he put a lot of them right on the money. The receivers actually dropped a few, but that could be something that the defense might need to work on a little bit. I think if they can get a little more pressure on the quarterback, that would be helpful. Blake Johnson, he's something on that line for sure, but he was getting double teamed every time last week, so it was really hard for him to get out and do anything. So hopefully some others on the defensive line step up and get some pressure.
Nice thing is that the Boilermakers, when you have two guys on you, defensive end, you're going to not have there's 5 people on the offensive line. And if you have a stunt or do something a little bit differently there, Jeremy, what happens is you're able to go ahead and take care of things and maybe get somebody in there and get a sack or two. But as you mentioned, Blake Johnson had a sack last week, and he looked pretty good from what you mentioned.
Yes, for sure, yeah. And all the defense did, and the offense looked great as well. So, it should be probably a carbon copy of that. You're going to see a lot of running in between the tackles. And the great thing is when it's 3rd down and 4, you just kind of go, all right, Brady, go get the first down, and you have that option, which most teams don't. So that's fun to watch and good to have on your team.
By the way, this broadcast is being brought to you on WKEI by the Downtown Eatery and Bakery, Cerno's Bar and Grill, Performance Cycle, Gustafson Ford, Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, Beck South, Tanks Auto Body, Ace Hardware Distribution Center, and Wiffles Hybrids. And we'll give you some information about them as time goes on. We want to make sure you knew that. And again, people can say, well, it looks like maybe this is a team that Kewanee might look past because they were beaten pretty soundly last week. By Bureau Valley, if I remember correctly, if I remember the stats.
It was Bureau Valley, yeah. I know, and I've also heard, Bureau Valley's been down the last few years, but I'm talking to Jerry Salisbury, and some of the coaches over there are saying that they're pretty excited about this season. And, they've had a group of younger kids that have come up, and now they're maturing. So look for Bureau Valley to be better this year than they have been in the past. So that doesn't mean what it might have meant last year, coming in off a loss to Bureau Valley. So, of course, you got to be careful and really try to jump on them early here and get an early lead and get that number 2 win.
By the way, I want to mention the Chain Gang tonight, as usual, and we've kind of been not very nice because we've kind of forgotten about them. They don't get paid a penny for doing what they do. And, of course, they're going to be running the chains to make sure everything is proper. And, of course, they have to follow the direction of the officials. They don't make mistakes. They have to do exactly what the officials say to do, and they do it. And, of course, that's Randy Cernovich. He kind of leads it. Tim Boswell, Robert Willie, and, as well as Richie Swanson. We sure appreciate what they do. By the way, the weather. Oh, my goodness gracious, gravy train. Look at this weather. This is wonderful. It is really, really nice.
This
tonight.
Is, Chamber of Commerce kind of day for sure. What is it, about 20, 25 degrees cooler than it was last week? Last week was it was a burner over at Sherrard, but beautiful tonight. So.
Did you have a little bit of an issue there with the heat in the press box?
It was rough. They were nice about it. They brought up a little fan. I had a little fan. I don't know if it got on Marcus too much, but I was kind of hogging the fan. But it wasn't too bad once the sun went down. So.
By the way, real quickly, the Cubs are tied with the Reds in the top of the 4th. By a score of 1-1. The Cubs taking games over 500 after that victory earlier today. Now, all that being said, let's go ahead and look at some of the things out here. Kewanee in their wonderful orange jerseys with the black numerals and the black pants, the black helmets with a K on either side. And it's really nice to see that. Plus, on the other side, Erie Prophetstown has their uniforms. They're white with the red and black stripes, and they have also the black helmets, it looks like, and white pants with the piping on either side. They've got a good program up there. They've been down a little bit this year from what they were in the last few years, But they'll come back. They always do. And they're in that Western Division of the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. Kewanee, of course, in the Eastern Division. And there were some changes. St. Bede left after last year and have got their own conference in football. And then they're going to be in the Tri-County Conference for basketball and all the other sports. So if you wanted to know something about that, there's the reason as to why things are a little bit different. There's 6 teams in the East and there's 7 teams in the West. However, next year they're going to have Mercer County join the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. But unfortunately, Kewanee is going to lose Bureau Valley as someone they've been having an enjoyable rivalry with, and also Morrison. They both are leaving the Three Rivers, and Morrison's going to the NUIC, that's Northwest Upstate Illinois Conference. Fulton and those type of teams are there, Galena, and that puts that conference at 10 teams then. Whereas with it's kind of surprising, Bureau Valley goes into the Lincoln Trail Conference. So it's kind of interesting to see
They
that.
Mercer County are swapping places, basically, switching conferences. So that'll be interesting. Be a little longer trips for sure over to Lido than we're used to just heading over to Manulus. But it's good that they got another team, and I think they're probably still looking for one more. They were probably hoping for next year. I mean, I've heard some people talking about Allman looking into leaving the Western Big. What was it, 8 now, I guess?
Well, it's still the Western
Still
Big
called
Six.
the Western Big Six, like the Big Ten.
Like Big Ten, yeah.
Big Ten's got 25 teams or whatever now. So.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
That could be interesting. It's definitely a bigger school, but they've been down lately. And I know they didn't have school one day last week when it was hot, and I had to cancel their sports for that time. But conferences realign every year now. It seems like they used to be a little more permanent, but everybody seems to jump around a little bit more. But I think Kewanee's in a good conference and don't have too many long trips to take in there. But
I'd like to see Rock Falls come into the Three Rivers. They're getting pounded in the Big Northern.
That would be a nice addition. Yeah, I mean, it would
yeah.
basically just be bringing back the old NCIC Southwest.
Yeah.
If you added them in, and that would be a good addition.
All that being said, we're talking a little bit before the start of this broadcast for the Kewanee Boilermakers and the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Erie and Prophetstown, of course, and there's some information, by the way, which Jerry Salisbury does just a great job with his stats, but let's just say this real quickly. Kewanee has never played Erie, the Erie Cardinals, but did play the Prophetstown Prophets. I remember going to both those games. In 1980, the Prophets won 20-0. 81, Kewanee won 26-0. The first game versus EP was in 2003, and the Boilers won at Erie. And I did that game with Gary Peterson, believe it or not. It's been a long time ago. Our last game versus the Panthers, and also Kewanee High School won 21-14. The Boilers and Panthers have played 12 times. Kewanee has 7 wins, including the last 5 in a row. The Panthers have 5 wins. So this is kind of like an opportunity for Kewanee to kind of, step forward and get things going. And one thing you're going to see is Kewanee has a favorable schedule. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it is favorable the next few games for the Boilermakers, which is nice. And they go after this game. They're going to be playing Mendota here at home, and then they play at Bureau Valley on the 15th. Then they play Hall here on the 22nd for homecoming, and I believe that's the class of 1973 will be celebrating homecoming here at the stadium.
And the class of 1993 as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks for mentioning
They've kind of combined their reunions, I guess.
Oh, cool. And then they head to Princeton on the 29th of September. Monmouth Roseville, we go there too on the 6th of October. And they play Newman Central Catholic here again on the 13th. And they end up the season on senior night against Aurora Central Catholic. And I guess they just pounded East Peoria last week. That'll be October 20th. So that is not going to be a gimme game either, by the way.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people thought when they saw Aurora Catholic, we were thinking of Aurora Christian, which we really don't want to play right now. At least we've had to play them at least once in the playoffs, maybe twice. But I remember having to go up there, and they have a really good program. Aurora Christian does. Aurora Central Catholic. hopefully we can get a W to end the season right there and get home field advantage in the playoffs. That's you start looking ahead at the schedule. Fans always do it. We just start ticking off like, well, I think we can win that. I think we can win that, and you want to win them all. But it looks like it's a pretty favorable schedule this year,
and we are fans.
And that's exactly what we are. Yeah, we're fans. Yeah, there was a few scores around the area that were surprising. I know United beat Mercer County last week.
Oh, that
was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Mercer, they'll be in our conference next year. I don't know that they'll be playing in our side of the division, but
there'll be crossover games.
There'll be crossover games sometimes. So, but they always have a strong program, and United does too. So that was a surprising score to hear. And
yeah, it was a very surprising score. Yes.
And Newman beats Rockridge.
Newman beat Rockridge. Actually, what happened? Rockridge was up, I believe, it was 7-6, and at the end of the game, Newman got the ball real close to their end zone and drove it all the way to the length of the field and scored with 4 seconds left. And so they ended up winning the game 12-7. And all of a sudden, as soon as the game was off, lights went out. People thought, just from Jerry Salisbury, he's the one that told me this, and people thought, oh, they're mad, they're poor sports. No, that's a class school over there. It really is. And what had happened was the power was out within like a 35-mile radius because of this.
There were storms and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
So so they just made it right to the end of the game.
Yeah. Can you imagine if that would have gone to overtime?
Well, what if it would have happened with 4 seconds left before they scored that last touchdown? Then there would have been questions probably.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and give the scores for last week. We got time to do that. I do believe. Kewanee defeated Chart. I'm sorry. It was 28-21. I apologize, folks. Orion defeated Hall 20-14. Princeton defeated Monmouth Roseville 40-0. Morrison defeated Mendota 54-0. Bureau Valley defeated Erie Prophetstown 26-7. Newman Central Catholic, as we mentioned, defeated Rock Ridge by a score of 12-7. And DuPo defeated Riverdale 41-0. Now DuPo is the co-op, and they're way down south, and they have got a good program down there, obviously, too. By the way, Alex Bennig is the band director, and he really is marvelous the way he has done things with this band over the years, and they just keep doing nice things. Pretty soon we'll have the playing of the Kewanee High School school song, and then we will, of course, after that we will have the national anthem, and it will be, of course, Jerry Thompson, of course, does a great job. I think he said he's in the north area.
I see him down here in the south. Well, is there two?
Yeah, I think he said to me today, I thought he said that he handles the one in the north end zone, but then, of course, the rest of the VFW, number 8078, they've got the flag up ready to go over in the south end zone. So, yep, we want to make sure we give them credit because without them, it would not mean as much. And with the football, basketball, and the rest of it, this VFW is marvelous.
Yeah, it's all part of the spectacle that is a Friday night game here at KHS Stadium, and it's fun to watch, and the band sounds great again, as they usually do.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people here, and if you can't come out, we understand that it's kind of tough sometimes. But if you have time to come out, please come out because it's nice to see this field, these players. Matt Taylor is doing a nice job as their head coach this year. And the kids are buying into the program, as you mentioned last week.
For sure, yeah. I mean, Coach Taylor, he's a great guy. I've known him since we were kids, basically. So it's a great opportunity for him to take over. It's a great opportunity for the kids to get, coaching from him because he's had a lot of experiences in life, and he's passing that on, and he really doing it in a teachable, the correct way, for sure. So he's going to be a good coach here, I think. So far, 1-0.
Yep,
Make it 2-0 tonight.
I think that you're correct in that assumption. You don't need me to verify that, but that's what I think too. I want to mention, first of all, the gentleman who was on the play clock is, of course, the head basketball coach here at Kewanee High School, and he is Matt Clark. And then we also have Dave Edelman up here. He's a spotter. Frank Toka is on the PA, and
Coach Nick
Coach
Christakos.
Nick Christakos, we see him. Yep. And also we have up here Dave Briner over there and the clock, and also Dave Spetz. So I want to mention them. We'll give you the coaching staff here momentarily. I think they're going to switch us off in just a minute. And when they do, you'll be able to listen to what's going on with Dr. Jeff Johnson. They will be dedicating the new Fieldhouse, which is really, really nice. So we'll wait just a minute here. And here we go. We're going to have to play the national anthem first, I think. Take a break here temporarily. Okay. And we are going to have the playing of our national anthem. Okay. And playing of our national anthem. Again, yep, now we're going to go ahead and have the dedication. We're going to throw it over to Dr. Jeff Johnson of the Kewanee High School School Board.
Please direct your attention to the south end of the track at this time. Good evening. I'm Jeff Johnson, President of the Board of Education and Vice President of the Kewanee School Foundation. The Board and the Foundation would like to thank Dr. Cernovich and Kim Cernovich for their generous contributions to making Cernovich Fieldhouse possible. The new Fieldhouse is very much needed and houses 2 locker rooms as well as shower and restroom facilities for up to 80 football and track athletes. The original Fieldhouse was constructed in 1936 and has been repurposed for athletic training. We are grateful to these alumni who believe in paying it forward to benefit current and future generations of Kewanee High School students. Included in this dedication tonight, Dr. Rick Cernovich, Kim Cernovich, and their families. Superintendent Dr. Chris Sullins, Kewanee High School Principal Rebecca Bainey, President of the Kewanee Schools Foundation and Vice President of the School Board, Lori Christensen, and Executive Director of the Kewanee Schools Foundation, Liz Breedlove. It is with honor that we join the Cernovich family in dedicating this Fieldhouse to the memory of Mike and George Cernovich and their commitment to the youth of Kewanee. Now I'd like to introduce Dr. Rick Cernovich and Kim Cernovich.
Thank you, Jeff. I'll be speaking for both myself and Kim, my father. He simply told me he was way too nervous to talk. And truth be told, I told him that I was also nervous. In fact, when I was in the 6th grade, I remember having to give a 2-sentence speech in front of the school. I I fainted dead away. So if I faint dead away today, please don't call the doctor. Just let me lay there. I will wake up. What a great night for a football game. And we're so happy to be here to dedicate this Fieldhouse, which should complete the restoration of this beautiful, state-of-the-art athletic complex. Also, if you haven't had a chance to tour the high school lately, you need to do that. The classrooms and the technology, which have been upgraded, are simply unbelievable. You have what looks like a small, state-of-the-art college campus here. I recall 50-plus years ago, upon graduating, I was speaking with my family physician, Dr. Terry, who incidentally happens to be a KHS graduate also. I asked him, where should I go to school? Go to college. I still remember his reply. It doesn't matter where you go, school will offer you more than you will ever take. Now students, wake up. Put down your cell phones and listen to what I just said. Every school will offer you more than you will ever take. Look around you. You have first-class educational facilities, athletic facilities, and you have great teachers who are willing to mentor you in whatever field you choose. And all this is being offered to you on a silver platter, thanks to Dr. Sullivan, the school board, the foundation board, and more importantly, the parents and the taxpayers of this district, which are paying for all of it. Don't let this opportunity pass you up. Get involved. Partake in as much as you can. Grab your piece of the pie. And parents, you get involved also. And mentor your children and encourage your students. Now, you may from time to time hear negative comments about Kiwanis schools, but don't you believe it for a second. This is where you want to be. Be proud to be a Boilermaker. I know Kim and I are. We graduated from here. Our brothers and sisters did. Our children did. And soon our grandchildren will also. And of course, it all started with our fathers who also graduated from here. Mike is the class of 45. George is the class of 52. Now, in closing, I'm simply going to read the inscription that will be on the plaque that hangs outside the entrance to the Fieldhouse. Brothers Mike and George Cernovich, born to Serbian immigrant parents, were lifelong residents of Kiwanis. Both educated in the Kiwanis School District, Mike was an Illinois State Trooper, and George managed the Farmville Gas Station. Ardent supporters of childhood education and athletics, they believed in honesty, hard work, loyalty, and service to others. With honor, the Cernovich families dedicate this Fieldhouse to the memory of Mike and George and their commitment to the youth of Kiwanis. May it serve as a place where teammates learn to care for one another and their community, both on and off the field. Thank you.
Thank you again, Dr. Rick and Kim Cernovich. I'd ask you to honor us with ribbon cutting if you would this time.
Okay.
Take the field.
And we're ready to go. Kewanee High School football. That was only about 7 minutes, but that was very meaningful to what they think about Kewanee High School by the Cernovich families. Really nice. And our congratulations to Kim and Dr. Rick nice people, and it was nice the way that they were able to go ahead and donate the funds to take care of this. So, see Coach Charlie Eads coming in here, the wrestling coach for Kewanee. Wow, what a wrestling program Kewanee has, and it's not doing just a little bit better. It's a huge better than it has been in a long time. They got a lot of kids involved. I talked to a couple of Kingston Peterson's dad today, and we had a nice conversation. Man, it was nice to be able to talk to him, and he was pretty excited about the wrestling this year too. We'll have the home matches hopefully here, and you'll enjoy that on Kewanee High School Sports and Special Events. Real quickly, let me give you the coaches for Kewanee. You need to know who they are, of course. Head coach is Matt Taylor, Nick Christakos, Courtney Connolly, Rick LaFollette, Corey Tavares, Mike Weir. He is the assistant head coach, sophomore coach Jared Hahn, and the volunteer assistant is Max Taylor. That name is familiar to me because that is a member of the Taylor family, and of course he played for Princeton, and I remember watching him play here at Kewanee High School a few years ago, and it's good to see him involved also in that. So getting ready to kick off. Kewanee will be kicking off from the south to the north, and it'll of course be Brady Clark. And we'll give you the defense and offense for both teams as time permits. We want to also give you the folks from the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. I'll see if I can get that information out here for you. And, yes, we got it here. But you know what? We're going to start the game. So let's just go ahead and get the information out here as we have time to.
A little bit of wind from looks like it's blowing from the southwest. The flag at the south end of the field isn't moving. It's a little bit lower, but the one out on the cemetery up higher is, it's blowing around a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it would be more than maybe 8-10 miles an hour wind.
That's probably where Jerry Thompson is right over there on the southeast side. And, of course, the tremendous job by the Jerry Thompson and the VFW number 8070. Appreciate it. And here's the kickoff. We're underway here at Kewanee High School Stadium, and it's going to be taken at the 12-yard line, and it's going to have a gang tackle at about the 22. I don't think there was a fumble there, if I'm not mistaken. But, by the way, the head coach, Tyler Whitebread, and the offensive coordinator, Jesse Abbott, for the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. New head coach this year for Erie Prophetstown. And the quarterback is going to be Jeremiah Kochever, and he's a 5'7" senior. And the running back behind him is going to be Dimitri Larson, a 5'10", 190-pound junior. The slot/wing back is going to be Connor Keegan, a 5'11", 155-pound sophomore. And the wide receiver is going to be Gavin Adams, a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore. Here we go. First play of the game tonight. Just underway here. Quick pitch, and it's going to be a counter, and it's going to be a nice gainer for them. Alex Duarte comes over, makes the play, and the running back that time was Connor Keegan. And so a gain to the 32-yard line. Or I'm sorry, 37-yard line, check that. So again, about 15 on that play. And Kewanee got caught a little bit there, didn't they? They fell for that.
Little counterplay misdirection, and he had some room to roam there, and he got a first down.
Okay, one man in the backfield, deuce, or I should say slot to the left-hand side. Ball's going to be given to the running back, and he's going to be around the end. Kewanee again got sucked in there, and the running back that time for them is Dimitri Larson. He's very quick, and that's another gain from the 37 up to the into Kewanee territory at the 46-yard line. So that would be 13, and 4 would be 17-yard gain. So 2 first downs on 2 plays for Erie Prophetstown.
Did you catch it? Was that number 5 that ran that?
Yeah,
play?
It was Larson. Yep. And once again, up to the line of scrimmage come the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Slot to the left-hand side, and one man in the field. It's shotgun formation. That's going to be run all the way. And nice play coming over there by the Boilermakers, Brady Clark.
About a 2-yard loss on that, 2-3 yards. Yeah, he just came flying up from his cornerback position, and nice open field tackle right there for a loss.
Nice to see the way that he was able to, and it was a textbook tackle. He grabbed a hold of him right around the ankles, and the only thing you could do there is fall down, Jeremy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's tough when you got, like you were just mentioning, he put on that 20 pounds of muscle, and it looked it on that tackle there.
And it was muscle, like you mentioned, that's for sure. My name is Russ Hughes. Alongside is Jeremy Peart. And again, it'll be 2nd down and 12 for Erie Prophetstown. Shotgun formation. It's going to be on the ground. Back to the 40-yard line there. It's going to fall on it there. Smart play by Kewanee to not hit him. And that's going to be a huge loss from the 48 of Kewanee back to the 41 of Erie Prophetstown. That's going to be a loss of 9, 10, 11 yards, excuse me.
Yeah, the Panthers came out with 2 big gash Kewanee for 13 and 15 there to start the game, but then two plays for losses pushes them back to 3rd and 23.
3rd down for Erie Prophetstown. Shotgun formation once again. Maybe a pistol, actually. Quarterback is going to run. No, he's going to throw the ball. It's going to be a wrap the middle. It's going to be a screen pass, and it's going to gain a little bit of yardage from the 41 up to the 47. So it'll be a gain of 6. So it'll be 4th down, and I think they're going to want to punt here this early in the game.
Yeah, still on their side of the field. Those that bad snap really put them behind the 8 ball, and Kewanee the defense did a good job on that screen pass right there, and only giving up 6 yards.
Back to receive this will be Devontae Jordan. And he's standing at his own 20-yard line. Beautiful field here at Kewanee High School. It's artificial turf, but boy, it is just wonderful. 2nd year for it here. Soccer and football played here, of course. And here it is, and there is the punt. Short, it's going to be out of bounds. Maybe at the, let's see where the official is. It's going to be at the 45-yard line. So from the 47 to the 45, that's what, 8 yards.
8. Yeah, great field position for the Boilermakers to start off here. Let's see what they can get it going. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of that ground and pound again up the middle in between the tackles and let the offensive line go to work.
Ben Taylor split out to the right-hand side, as well as coming over there, too, is Colton Wellgott. That's it on the right-hand side, and back to pass is going to be Brady Clark. He throws it up there, wide open. He's got somebody open. Can he get it? He got it at the 50, 10, down at the 2-yard line. From the 45 to the 25, plus
for 53 yards.
53 yards, exactly right. What a way to start the game for Kewanee. Colson Wellgott.
Number 7. What a beautiful catch, beautiful throw. And, I think they were thinking the same thing I just said. Probably a lot of up the middle, and first play, boom, 53 yards from Clark to Colson Wellgott.
1st and goal from the 2-yard line for the Boilermakers. Again, in their backfield, Alex Duarte, a 6'1", 220-pound junior, and their quarterback, of course, Brady Clark, a 6'3", 215-pound senior. Under center will be Brady Clark for the Boilermakers. And he's going to hand off, quick pitch. No, keeps it and runs. He's going to be in the end zone. Touchdown, Brady Clark. Touchdown, Boilermakers.
Well, what a start to the home opener right there. 2 plays, touchdown for the Boilermakers. 8:07 left.
The lights are flashing, too, by the way.
In the first quarter.
Lights are flashing. I'm sorry, Jeremy, to interrupt you.
Oh, no.
Look at this.
It looks a lot more pronounced once it gets dark. The sun is just going down. Actually, the shade is just taking effect. But what a great pass. What a great play. Then Brady gets the touchdown to add to his scoring records that he's adding up here.
And here is the kick. It's up, and it is good. 7-0 here at Kewanee High School Stadium. And let's give you some information again on some of the other things going on here. And we have to tell you that this has been a real good start of the game for the Kewanee Boilermakers. And one thing Coach Taylor mentioned to us before the start of the season was, he said, they've used the spread offense completely to start for the soap scrimmage. And rather than to do that, he said to me, we are going to have things a lot different than you saw Friday night, meaning before the Sherrard game. And what ended up happening was now they have Clark is under center. He's not always in the shotgun or the pistol, either one. And because he's able to do that, he can also see very well. He's a tall quarterback. That also gives a lot of opportunities for him to see the field. But with the protection he gets from his line, he's able to then convert, as we saw on that huge pass.
Yeah, he put the ball right on the money to Welgott, who hauled it in, never broke stride, and it wasn't like blown coverage. He had the defender was within a yard or two of him. He was if it would have been underthrown at all, he would have had a chance to break that up, but no chance where he put that ball, and Welgott did an awesome job hauling that in.
And getting ready to kick off once again will be the soccer-style kicker, and that is Brady Clark. And here it is. It's going to be to the far side of the field and at the 12-yard line once again. And there's going to be a lot of people over there for Kewanee. They're going to bring down the running back. One thing I know that Kewanee wants to do this week compared to last week, and that is not have a lot of penalties. They had 7 penalties last week, I noticed. That's something they would like to clean up, I'm sure.
And also the kick coverage as well. Last week, Sherrard was starting with really good field position. They had some nice returns, last week. So it looks like there's been some emphasis placed on that this week, as both kickoffs, the Kewanee team has been there to just swarm the runner for basically no gain.
Okay, now Erie Simmons will be one of the defensive linemen. He is a 5'8", 240-pound sophomore. And break, it looks like, which is a smart thing to do. Blake Johnston will be one of the defensive ends, a 6'1", 205-pound senior. Dan Boswell, a 6'2", 305-pound senior, will be another one of the defensive linemen. And Jackson Hawkins, who's really played well. He's gained some weight, which is really nice to see, too, to get him in his muscle. 6', 220 pounds for him. The linebackers, Alex Duarte, a 6'1", 195-pound junior. Cruz Paredes, a 5'8", 180-pound senior. And Drevin Peterson, a 5'10", 170-pound senior. The defensive backs, Brady Clark, a 6'3", 215-pound senior. Devontae Jordan, a 6', 155-pound junior. Landon Mason and Trey Amos. And here comes man in motion and deuce backfield. It's going to be given the counter once again, which worked the first time. They did get some positive yardage here, didn't they, Jeremy?
Yeah, but the defensive linebackers were on that play. It was probably a gain of 4 yards for Larson.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. And also, let me give you the rest of the people for Kewanee. Trey Amos also is going to be one of the guys. He's a 5'6", 140-pound senior, and Landon Mason, a 5'6", 130-pound senior, and Devontae Jordan, a 6', 155-pound junior. Okay, back to live action. 2nd down and 6 from their own 23-yard line are the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Back to pass, and it's going to be intercepted by Brady Clark. He's going to make it to the 10-yard line, to the 5, and touchdown, Brady Clark. Touchdown, Boilermakers. 13-0, and you can just see Brady Clark screening himself so that he could not be seen by the quarterback. That was very heady play by Clark. What did you think?
That was awesome to watch. Yeah, the quarterback was rolling out to the near side here. It was just going to be a little flare pass off to his running back in front of him, but it kind of went up, tipped off the hands. I don't know did it hit the hands of the receiver, or did Brady just kind of take it out of there?
He took it away from the player.
It was right there, bang, bang, and then he got it into the end zone. So that was, what yard line were they on? Kick is good.
They were on the 23-yard line. Kick is good. Kewanee leads at 14-0. 7:15 left to go in the first quarter. Kewanee has struck twice, once offensively and once defensively, both because of the hands of Brady Clark. He got both touchdowns also. But let me give you, for Kewanee offensively, we will not be able to do that yet. I want to give you the offensive line for Kewanee. The tight end is Brady Schultz, a 5'10", 170-pound junior. But here, this line has been marvelous. Leo Gandaria, a 6'3", 320-pound junior. Jackson Hawkins, his 6', 220-pound junior. Braden Conley is the center. He is a 6'1", 195-pound junior. And Corbin Powers, a 6'2", 290-pound senior. And Dan Boswell, a 6', 305-pound senior. So great job by them. And in the backfield, we're seeing Landon Mason, Cruz Paredes, as well as Trey Amos, I should say, and also Drevin Peterson, and also Ben Taylor is starting almost every snap there. So, yeah, Brady Clark is going to be tired here real quick, like unless they give him a little bit of a break.
Well, he like I mentioned, he's quickly moving up that scoring chart, the all-time scoring chart for football. I mean, he gets to kick the extra points and field goals as well, and he's got all 14 of them tonight.
Okay, split out now to the near side will be Dantavian Thomas. And there's the kick at the 18-yard line. Boy, a nice head of steam now for him, and he gets through the first wave, and he's going to have a good field position for Erie Prophetstown, real close to the 40-yard line as he fell forward. I gave you all the defensive starters now for Kewanee. Let me give you the offensive starters now for the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. We mentioned the tight end is Luke Otten. He is a 6'1", 200-pound senior. Offensive tackles are Bryce Folsom, a 6'4", 230-pound senior, as well as Nate Packer, a 5'6", 210-pound senior. The center is Afton Irich, a 6'3", 295-pound senior. Offensive guards Zeb Wicks. He is a senior, and Jesse Livingston, a 5'8", 195-pound junior. And now they got a man in motion. It's going to be kept by the quarterback. He goes up to the left-hand side. He's going to have a first down. He stays on his feet. He's going to be finally brought down at the midfield marker. A gain of 11 on the play that time by Jeremiah Koshever. And we'll give you them again also. Wide receivers Dante Pels, a 5'6", 155-pound junior for Erie Prophetstown, as well as Connor Keegan. He's a slot/wingback, a 5'11", 155-pound sophomore, and Gavin Adams, a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore also. And again, Dimitri Larson, a 5'10", 190-pound junior. Jeremiah Kochever is their quarterback, a 5'7", 145-pound senior, and he is in the pistol formation. He's ahead of the running back. That's what it tells you. Now he fakes, and he goes up the middle, and he's going to have a nice gain on first down. Kochever is going to pick up 4 yards. Check it. It'll be second down and 6 from the Kewanee 46-yard line.
Basically the same play twice in a row. He fakes the pitch to the running back and then just takes it straight up the middle. He's got good quickness. Kewanee was on him a little quicker that time, and he only gained 4.
Second down and 6. And now we're going to have a flag call. Then it'll be on Erie Prophetstown, obviously. I think. It
was an early flag, yeah.
In the offensive backfield, too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what they do here. Okay, yeah, it's going to be against him, like you just said. I didn't see what he...
Maybe the formation was incorrect, or that had to be, because I don't even think they'd even started the play call yet.
Nope. Second down and 11 now from the Erie Prophetstown 49-yard line. Kewanee in their familiar defense. 4-3-4. Quick pitch. Coming in. Almost getting him for the Boilermakers that time. My goodness, was Drivin Peterson. He still held him up, so it's a loss, it looks like, almost. Jeremy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think they still lost a yard on that, it looks like. Peterson just came flying in there and almost blew up the play, almost took the pitch from the running back.
No gain on that, we'll go ahead and say. Drivin Peterson really doing a nice job penetrating. And the big thing is to mess up the play if you can, and they delayed that enough to the rest of the defense was able to come up there, Jeremy.
Yeah, the defense is looking really sharp tonight. They're definitely getting penetration into the backfield, and other than those couple of long running plays or 15-yard running plays right off the bat, they've shut Erie Prophetstown down.
5:15 left to go, or 5:05 left to go in this first quarter. Kewanee leading at 14-0, and man in motion now, and he's going to be given to Dimitri Larson. He is going to pick up some positive yardage, but it's going to be fourth down now. I thought that would be third down. Am I wrong in that assumption?
Well, they've got it up there as fourth down. So,
and again, the officials tell the chain gang what it is.
So it's going to be fourth down and 7. And it looks like they're going to be punting.
Okay, well, they're going to punt, and back once again deep for the Boilermakers will be Jordan. 4:18 now left to go. That was a couple of really good plays and then a couple of stinker plays, huh? And there is the this time it's a much better punt. It's going to go to the 20 to the 10, and it's going to put Kewanee in a hole right at the 9-yard line. They'll be 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at the 9-yard line. So, how would you have scripted any better?
Couldn't get much better unless we get an 89-yard touchdown here. You could, you just keep asking for more.
Duarte hasn't even touched the ball.
Well, we've only had a couple of plays.
That's true too. Just 2 plays. So
yeah, literally, there's been 2 plays on offense, and then the pick 6, which has put it at 14-0.
4:02 left to go. Split out to the left-hand side on the slot is going to be Colston Walgott in the slot. I believe that is Ben Taylor. Back to pass, and it's going to be a long pass out there, and it's going to be, they're going to say no interference. Nice play coming back to it by their defensive back, I thought, Connor Keegan. Boy, Taylor had it right there, but it looked like he might have been interfered with it just a little bit. Hey, we need officials. You will not see me put officials down at all this year.
It was close. I mean, the defensive player got there right about the same time as the ball broke it up. Otherwise, Taylor was going to haul that one in for about a 40-yard gain. So, yeah, Kewanee going to the air, deep.
2nd down and 10 from the 9-yard line for the Kewanee Boilermakers. Split out to the left-hand side now for the Boilermakers will be Devontae Jordan. And they've got trips to the right-hand side. In the shotgun formation is Brady Clark looking. Now he's going to go ahead and throw it. He clears over there. He couldn't get the ball into the hands of Cruz Paredes. It was intended for him. A little bit too far outside, you think?
Yeah, I think he was going to start running with it, and last minute he saw that Paredes was breaking open, but he just let him a little bit too much, and that brings up 3rd and 10.
Jordan out and got back in for the Boilermakers. 3:50 left to go in this first quarter. Kewanee leading it by a score of 14-0. And this time, again, trips to the right-hand side. The exact same formation as before. 1 man to the left and 3 to the right. Ball's going to be thrown out in the flat. It looks like, no, instead, it's going to be, I could not see if it was incomplete.
Incomplete in there as a pass. He was going to, was that number 21?
That was Paredes. Or 21?
Number 21, actually.
That would be Brady Schultz, the tight end. So Kewanee will have to punt from here with 3:44 left to go in the first quarter. Again, Kewanee with just 2 possessions. The first possession was a thing of beauty, and Kewanee with 2 straight plays positive. They get a touchdown, and then the next play or 2 after that, Kewanee gets the ball from Brady Clark. Now there's the punt. And it's a nice one back to the 45. It's going to take a hit, and it's going to keep going down to the 24, down to the 23. That is from the Kewanee 9-yard line all the way to the 23-yard line. So what is that? That's 41 plus the 37. 27. 27 and 41 would be how much? That would be 68-yard punt for the Kewanee Boilermakers. And who's the punter?
Brady Clark.
You better believe it.
Ray Guy would be proud of that one. Yeah, he boomed it. He put some really nice air underneath it. And the returner for Erie Prophetstown probably rethinking. He probably should have tried to get underneath that one and catch it. But as soon as it got over his head a little bit, it took a Kewanee bounce and bounced another 25 yards probably after that.
Field position game a lot of times, and this is the time you would like to be able to have Kewanee take advantage of this field position. They've got slot to the, or I should say deuce to the left-hand side. 1 man in the backfield. He's in the pistol formation. Man in motion now. And it goes kept by the quarterback. He keeps it. He's going to get the first down and going to be brought down. Good job by Jordan. Otherwise, he has another 4 or 5 yards.
Yeah, he might be short. I think he's going to be about a yard short of that first down on that. So good tackle right there. Who made that tackle? Oh, sorry.
I thought it was Devontae Jordan. I'm not sure. He or yeah, it was Clark. It was Jordan, yes.
Yeah, a real good tackle because, like you said, he had some more daylight in front of him, but he caught him from behind and brought him down real quick. Brings up 2nd and 1.
Okay, so once again, the quarterback for Erie Prophetstown, Jeremiah Kochever, is bringing his troops up to the line. He's under the center. No, he's actually in the pistol formation once again. He gets the ball, got a man in motion once again. It's on the ground, given to the running back. He's going to have the first down and falls forward, gain of about 4 yards to the 35-yard line, so it'll be gain of actually 3 yards on the play. Duarte does the honors of stopping the running back. That running back, by the way, number 21, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Yeah.
That running back there, I believe that was Larson that took that.
That was Larson?
Yeah.
Parker Rangel is always the guy that's in motion. Slot to the right-hand side and one man to the left-hand side. And man in motion, the ball is given to the running back, and he's going to have some running room, but he's going to be brought down. Gain of about 3 on the play, let's say. And
Connor Keegan on that run, yeah, he gained about 4 yards.
They're not a big team in the skill positions, but they are quick. They're very, very quick, so you have to be careful when you tackle them. So it's going to be 2nd down and 6 to go for the first down for the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Again, under first-year head coach Tyler Whitebread. Again, Jeremiah Kochever is in the pistol formation, and we're going to have, I wonder if we're going to have dual slots this time, and they're going to go ahead and he's going to run it instead. He just tried to spread the field is all he tried to do. Gain of about 3. It's going to be about 3rd down and 3. Ellerbrock is playing now. Good. Glad to see that. He had the stop that time. He's in there playing.
Yep, 3rd and 3 from the Erie Prophetstown 47-yard line. So big play right here if we can turn them over and make a tough decision if they want to try to go ahead and go for this or punt it. But got to stuff this first.
Yep, Ellerbrock comes out of the game, and he did a good job while he was in there, obviously. So here we go. And it's going to be 3rd down, and again, 3 to go for the first down. And Kewanee is going to hit him once, twice, but he gets outside. That's, again, he's going to have the first down, and that, of course, is Larson once again. And he's going to gain 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line for Erie Prophetstown. Again, the co-op has worked very well. The two schools are extremely close together, and Erie and Prophetstown, it's nice to see that. Coming into the game, back in is for Kewanee, I believe, is Jackson Hawkins. And having a seat is Braden Conley, trying to give everybody a little bit of a rest. That's the reason why we're calling you these different names here. 1st and 10, and the ball's kept by the quarterback, and he is going to be on his feet. He's going to be brought down at the midfield marker for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for Erie Prophetstown. Yeah, you can see coming right back in for Kewanee once again is Corbin Powers, and coming out of the game is Leo Gandaria. So it's just a smart thing to do. It's a hot night. We're going to see some cramps. There's no way around it. You're on a nice warm night like this, and it is beautiful, folks.
Duarte had a real nice tackle on that one. He came flying up from his linebacker position and made the solo tackle there.
Okay, now with the 2nd down and actually a long 7, short 8, and the ball's going to be in there, and it's going to be hit right away. As soon as the ball was caught, Brady Clark put down Larson, and that's the end of the first quarter. Kewanee leading at 14-0. It will be, I believe, a gain of
0,
2 on the play.
Yeah, I don't know if he's moving at all.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah.
I was kind of right at the line of scrimmage, and if I was Erie Prophetstown, I'd probably stop throwing to Brady's side of the field. He was meeting the ball right there again, just like he did on that interception.
By the way, the Cubs are leading the Reds 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th at Cincinnati, Ohio. And by the way, also, just so you know, it's thank you very much to Jason Bates for giving us this information. Orion's leading Mendota 14-0 in the first quarter. Mercer County is leading St. Bede 6-0 in the first quarter. Check that. It's 6-6 in the second quarter, and Orion and Mendota, it's 22-0 with 50 seconds left in the first quarter. So thanks again to Jason Bates. He always helps us out. We do appreciate all that information. Let me give you a couple of the folks. Jeremy, what did you see in that first quarter? You saw them last week. What did you see different from last week to this week?
I was impressed, number one, with the kickoff coverage. We had 2 kickoffs in that first quarter, 3 kickoffs in that first quarter. And they were really on that and covered them a lot better than they did the week before. So you see, there was one little flaw from last week, and that was looks like that's been addressed and corrected. And then it's the Brady Clark show after that. The pick six, 53-yard pass to Colson Welgott, and came up just short of the end zone. And then Clark took it in on the sneak for the 2-yard touchdown. So both touchdowns credited to Clark, and he made a real nice tackle on the last play of the first quarter.
73 degrees here at game time. Ball's kept by the quarterback. He's going to be hit once, twice. He goes down at the 49-yard line of Kewanee, and it'll be 4th down. And let me give you just a couple of things here. First of all, downtown Erie and Bakery. Craving comfort food, experience the deliciousness of downtown Eatery and Bakery. From freshly baked delights to hearty home-style meals, we've got something for everyone. And now we're going to have the punt by the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Jordan will be back once again to field this, we hope. Instead, hopefully it's not a fake here. They've got nothing to lose.
4th and 5, and they are on their side of the field, so
yeah.
Looks like he's kicking it, though.
Yep, he is. Nice punt this time. It hits on the 25, and it's going to stop at the 15, and that's maybe down to the 14. That's where Kewanee will start 1st and 10. Kewanee will start 1st and 10. By the way, Performance Cycle, PM Performance Cycle, and Kewanee's P. That is the area's leading motorcycle repair and service center since 2016. Let Ken and his team fix your ride right. Gustafson Ford in Kewanee, a local name you've known and trusted for over 70 years. They offer all powertrains, including gas, diesel, hybrid, and electric. They also welcome all makes and models in the service department. Choose Gustafson Ford for all of your vehicle needs. And back to live coverage now. It was live before, but I was kind of buying some time, wasn't I?
Yep, Kewanee starts again on offense for their 3rd time in this game.
Duarte gets his first touch, and what a hit! He stays on his feet, and his helmet pops over. Right, was that his helmet or was the EP to helmet?
That was a run. He had been wanting the ball apparently. Yeah, Duarte just bowled over 3 or 4 of the Erie Prophetstown players right there for looks like about a 9-yard gain on that. But boy, that was a fun one to watch. He was just a bowling ball going through there. Helmet came flying off too.
Junior Alex Duarte. We saw a little bit of this last year, a lot of it last year, and we're seeing it again this year. And you've got some wonderful weapons on that offense for Kewanee. Marvelous play that time.
He may have broke his helmet. I think they're trying to fix his helmet, actually.
Yeah. Okay, pistol formation for Brady Clark. He's going to hand the ball off to the next man through, and it's off to the races now. And he's going to be brought down at the – I'll give you who that is real quickly.
Landon Mason, I do believe, on the carry.
Yep, you are so right. Thank you so much. I had the wrong thing here.
From the 24-yard line, looks like they're marking it. The officials are talking there. I didn't see, but there must have been a flag out there.
Yeah.
Oh, too bad. That was a real nice play. Mason ran real hard. He had a hole. And
17-yard gain, yeah.
Negated by the holding call against Kewanee.
First penalty of the night for either team.
No, there was a 5-yarder on
that's right.
Prophetstown earlier, but first big penalty.
First one on Kewanee, excuse me. So I'll correct myself. So now, by the way, when you have a holding call from behind the line of scrimmage in this year, IHSA rules say that it has to be from the line of scrimmage, not from where it happened. Except now, when you're downfield, they will go ahead and do it from where the hold happened, which makes sense.
So the farthest you'll go back is 15 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Yep, 10.
10, sorry.
Yep,
yeah, 10.
No problem. Deuce backfield for the Boilermakers. Under center is Brady Clark. He's looking to pass. He's running out. It's going to be thrown out there. It's going to be caught over here by Ben Taylor, and he's going to be up to the 20. I get so excited. 23-yard line, so it's going to be a gain of 10 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 1. So nice job that time, Jeremy.
Yeah, good catch by Taylor. He had to go up, leap up and grab that one. He came down with it and got it to a manageable 3rd and 1, basically right where we were after Duarte's run.
Guess who's in? Duarte's back in. Deuce backfield. The ball's given to the running back, and he's going to go through. And that, I believe, for Kewanee.
It was Paredes.
I thought so, too. It'll be a first down for Kewanee. Is there no flags? No flags.
There, they moved the sticks. So it was a gain of 4 yards? 3 yards.
3 yards, yeah.
3-yard gain and another first down.
27-yard line, so Kewanee moving with the ball here a little bit. When in doubt, that ground game works well. And we haven't seen Brady Clark run yet, which is nice.
Just the one run for the touchdown. They gave him the touchdown after that long pass on the first drive.
And slot to the right-hand side. Deuce backfield. Ball's going to be given on the counter. Nice play that time. Kewanee's going to have some yardage. Real positive yards. I'm trying to see what the number was over there.
That's Duarte, I do believe.
It's kind of hard to mistake that style, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't really have to see his number. He's 34 and he kind of runs like Walter Payton.
Yeah.
But actually, he's bigger than Walter Payton and stronger.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about stronger, but he's bigger than Walter Payton. Boy, he's fun to watch run, huh?
Oh my goodness! 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers from the 37-yard line of Kewanee with 8:34 left to go in the first half. Kewanee on top by a score of 14-0. 2 Brady Clark touchdowns, and the Boilermakers are in business. Going to have a slot to the left-hand side. And with the ball on the counter once again. And this time is Paredes, and he's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line. And I believe that's going to be a gain of about 8 on the play. And so it'll be 2nd down and 2. This is a nice play. You know, as a coach, you got to be just salivating like everything's saying, all the way. One more. What do you think?
Yeah, the offense is looking really crisp right now. I mean, it's well drilled. They're hitting the holes quick. The holes are there, so it's looking like a well-oiled machine right now.
There we go. Once again, slot to the left-hand side. Tight end, of course, in that formation too. And the ball's going to be given to the running back on this side. And nice running this time by the Boilermakers once again. And running that time is Landon Mason. And then he's going to be brought down, but not before Kewanee gets a first down, and it'll be at the 44-yard line of Erie Prophetstown.
Is that about 11-yard gain on that? 11, 12 yards?
Yeah.
Really nice run by Landon Mason. They're all channeling that style of Walter Payton running right now. They're just putting their heads down and just barreling people over.
With the football, the Boilermakers, their 3rd drive of the game. The first one ended up in a touchdown. The second one in a huge punt for Kewanee. And then now this one, which they've moved the ball from their own 20. And ball's going to be kept by Brady Clark. Nice fake, and he could go. He's to the 30, 25, 20, down to the 19-yard line. I guess they get a little too excited again,
That was
Jeremy.
an exciting play right there,
Wow.
Russ. He faked the pitch. I think that was the option. He just took it up the middle. And for a gain from the 46 to the 20. So a 26-yard running play by Clark.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at the 20-yard line of Erie Prophetstown. Kewanee leading in this game, again, by a score of 14-0. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself again, huh?
Well, let's hope it ends that way, but it's been a real nice drive so far, Russ. Everything's been positive except for that one penalty on this drive.
Clark under center. Man in motion is Ben Taylor. Kept. No, now it's given to Taylor. Taylor puts on the afterburners. Gets to the outside. He could go. He does! Touchdown, Ben Taylor. No, we're going to say instead out at the 1-yard line.
There's a flag in the backfield on that.
Yeah.
It's going to be a holding on Kewanee. It's going to come back. But, boy, that was a nice run. He showed his speed and shiftiness there. He just shot down the sidelines into the end zone. But looks like it's going to be coming back.
Let's see what the official calls here. The white hat. That's the legal procedure, isn't it, Jeremy? Looked like it to me. So a 5-yard penalty. No. It's going to be a hold. So it'll
going
be
to move it back to 1st and 20 now from the 30-yard line.
So it'll be 1st and 20 for the Boilermakers at the 30-yard line. 6:03 left to go in this first half, and the Boilermakers up by 14 and 2 touchdowns. And Kewanee's defense they've softened a little bit at times, but they've also come up and made the plays they've had to make. Ball's going to be back to pass now, is to Clark. And he looks to pass. Instead, he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be throwing out there. It's going to be caught over there at the 20. Down to the 10-yard line is where Kewanee is going to have this ball.
Nice catch by Brady Schultz right there. He had to go up and grab it. That was about 15 yards in the air. He made a nice job. Nice job grabbing that one out of the air and getting down to. We actually got a first down on that, didn't we?
Yeah, it's going to be close.
Right at the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Yep, they put the one up there, so
good.
that's a 20-yard gain to Brady Schultz.
A lot of first downs for the Boilermakers in this game, huh?
I have them that's their 6th one.
That's a lot in
I
the
think
first half.
5 of them have been on this drive.
Yeah. 5:16 now left to go. Again, Kewanee up in this game by a score of 14-0 over the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Deuce backfield. Ball is going to be kept. And going up the center is Brady Clark. He is going to be brought down inside the 5-yard line. It'll be second down and 5 to go, or second down and goal to go for the touchdown. And what's nice is they're using a lot of the clock on this drive too, Jeremy.
Yeah, they've really been chewing it up. They've just kept it on the ground for the most part, and it's been an impressive drive by the Boilers. 4:39 left in the half, and they're up 14-0, looking to add to that. What do you call it here, Russ?
Heck, I don't know.
Everything seems to be working pretty good.
Oh,
so
yeah, everything is.
Maybe hand it off to Duarte, see if he can punch one in.
And you're going to get a handoff, but let's see if he's going to be close.
It's a scrum. They're pushing.
Evan Peterson is the gentleman that ran that.
He's probably down to about the 1-yard line, I'd say.
Yeah.
Looks like they're at, in between the 1 and the 2.
So, third down to go and goal to go from the 2-yard line. See what we can do here. And this play is taking a little bit of time to come in, but they've got 3 timeouts too here. Jordan brings the play in from the sideline.
That's just what I was going to say. He's bringing in, but we are down to 8 on the clock, so we're going to have to hustle if we're going to get this one off.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. They do get it up, but it's a fumble. And
looks like Clark fell back on the ball. It was a miscue on the snap there, but he went down and got it. That's going to bring up 4th down from the 4-yard line now.
So what do you do here? You kick a field goal or try to kick a field goal, or do you go ahead and go in for the touchdown?
You know what? Right here, I think if Erie Prophetstown does take over, they're in the shadow of the Boilermakers end zone. I think I would just go ahead and try to punch it in, but I'm not sure. We'll see what they do.
Okay, well, coming in with the play was Colson Welgott. He split out to the left-hand side.
They're going to go for it.
And Clark again just inside the running backs. Deuce backfield. And given to Duarte. Touchdown, Alex Duarte. Touchdown, Boilermakers. And now you can see the strobe lights, folks. It's really nice.
The light show is in effect. And, that was a good play right there. Just a little stretch play. Duarte went down the line, found a hole, and walked into the end zone.
20-0 now, the Boilermakers with the lead. And this is a good team that they're facing. They're playing very good football. Kewanee is, and they only made one mistake, and that was on when they threw the ball twice, I think. And then the extra point, by the way, is good. I should have mentioned that.
Kick was good.
Yep. 21-0 now. 2:46 left to go in the first half. And that was not a bad thing, because the punt by Clark was able to go 68 yards, almost 70 yards, and that changes the field.
Switch the field position totally right there. Defense has done a good job of firing off the ball and forcing punts from Erie Prophetstown. 3 so far, I believe, and 3 punts and 1 interception for a touchdown. So that's been their 4 possessions so far. Pretty much dominance going on right now for the Boilermakers.
And I don't know if I gave all of the coaches. Yes, I did give all the coaches for Kewanee. I just want to make sure I did. And it's nice to know that you've got a lot of the coaches that came back from last year, too, plus some new wrinkles in there, of course, which is nice. But the head coach, again, Matt Taylor, he does have 1 victory already on his side, and he would like to get this as his second one. By the way, the next game will be next Friday night here at Kewanee High School Stadium. We'll be on the air at 6:30, And the Boilermakers will be playing the Mendota Trojans at that time. Mendota was trailing here just a few minutes ago, we noticed. And again, 2:46, Kewanee up 21-0. It's really nice to see the way the Boilermakers, that line is making an impression on me.
It is, yeah. Well, I think it's making an impression on the Panthers as well, because they've really they've controlled the line of scrimmage so far. It's been a very impressive first half. You couldn't ask for much more than that if you're Coach Taylor or just a Boilermaker fan.
Okay.
Lining up for another kickoff here.
Yep. And nice kick line drive. Hits the 20, and it's going to be picked up over there. And Kewanee covers well, but they let him get away, get up to the 30-yard line, the receiver that time. That was, again, let me go ahead and look this up because it's kind of hard.
Brady a little bit of a break right there.
Yeah.
Blake Johnson kicked that one off, and he did a good job kicking it off.
Connor Keegan returned it about 12 yards. So anyway, the Boilermakers once again are going to be on defense, and it's kind of fun to see the way that they have played. Let's see what they do here defensively, because this is going to be a hurry-up offense by the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. Running backs are on the either side of the quarterback. And you've got a man in motion now. And it's going to be kept by the quarterback. Now he's waiting for Kewanee to make a decision, and maybe a gain of a half yard, but that was it. Good job staying home by the Boilermakers over here. And that would be Johnston. Also coming over, Ben Taylor. And also coming over there to make the play for Kewanee was Trey Amos.
Yeah, Coach of our there, he faked, and then it was almost like he was waiting for another running back to come by, but no one ever did, so he got back to the line of scrimmage basically.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the first down. They've got to get the ball to the 40-yard line. And trips to the right-hand side this time, and a slot to the left-hand side. There's a lot of openings for the defensive line to get in there, isn't it? And now a flag on the play. And it's going to be,
it looks like, I think.
Yeah. So that'll be 5 yards back. And they've not had many, like you said, they've not had many penalties, but the 2 penalties they've had have been at very inopportune times.
Well, yeah, you don't want to put yourself in any more of a hole against this Boilermaker defense, who's really playing well tonight.
2nd down and 14 to go for first down. That same formation. I should say no, not second formation. It'll be dual slots and kept by the quarterback. He runs right up the middle. He's going to have a lot of yards, and he is going to be brought down. No, he's not going to be brought down. He's to the 48-yard line of Kewanee. That is the 26. That's 26-yard gain for the Erie Prophetstown Panther quarterback. And again, he is very elusive, and he's no slouch.
That time it did open up the inside run for the quarterback for Erie Prophetstown, but officials are talking about something here.
I think they're going to call it on Kewanee. I don't know if it's a big penalty or not. We'll just check and see here. It could. Usually when that happens, let's see here. The official's coming over now. That's too bad, because that's...
What was the call? Defensive holding.
Yeah. But you would not give...
I don't... Well, you either take that or the...
one of the two. No, they're going to add it on after the end of the play, yeah.
Huh. All right.
Oh, my goodness. That's a huge play down to the 37-yard line.
Those are 10 yards on top there.
So Kewanee's had 3 penalties.
3 10-yard penalties, yes.
Yep. And give Erie Prophetstown a lot of credit. Coach Whitehead's got this team going, and they're now down. They started at their own 20. They're down to the Kewanee 37-yard line. 1st and 10 with 1:29 left to go in this first half. The pass, it's over on the side. It's going to be out of bounds. Good job that time defensively over there on the far side of the field. I think that's Clark over there. And also Landon Mason. So Clark and Mason over there. So that's going to be 2nd down and 10 now. Again, from the 37-yard line. Does that sound right? Yeah, 37-yard line of Kewanee. And they're getting a play in.
Yeah, Erie Prophetstown has a little glimmer of hope here. They've, after that nice run and then the penalty tacked on at the end, they moved into Boilermaker territory, and it's 2nd down and 10.
And once again, we have a slot to the right-hand side, one man in the backfield. Shotgun formation now for the EP Panthers. Going to be Captain give it on the counter once again. Oh, coming over, making a play, though. Oh, that was a nice defensive play, and I believe that was their running back.
Was that 54 that made the tackle for the Boilermakers? Either 54 or number 5.
I thought it was 54. I could be wrong.
Jackson
Hawkins. Yep.
Nice tackle. Yep.
And
held to a gain of 1 yard, basically.
And Kewanee will call timeout, their first timeout of the evening in the first half.
57 seconds left in the first half. 3rd down and long now for EP. So Coach Taylor looking to get the ball back possibly and make another run at the end zone.
Yep. You know, I've not been watching Johnston. I'd like to see what has been happening with him. He usually is on the one side that is farthest away from us every time, it seems like. Hopefully they can go ahead and get him an opportunity to get in there and get that quarterback. But that quarterback is elusive. He is very elusive, Jeremy.
Quick, and broke a couple of tackles, too, at the end of that nice long run for that he had on that run right up the middle from the shotgun position. Okay,
Jason Bates sends this information. Thank you, Jason, once again. Murco is leading St. Bede 13-6 at the half. Rock Ridge is leading Ridgeview and Lexington, the co-op, 22-6 in the second quarter. And Orion is leading Mendota 28-0 in the second quarter with 6:35 left. Thank you again to Jason Bates. We sure appreciate it, sir. Okay, big play here at this juncture of the game. 3rd down and 9 yards to go. Man in motion. We're going to see that same thing again. It's going to be given, and it's going to be brought down. What a nice play that time at the 37-yard line, and a timeout going to be called now by Kewanee. So
that was Jackson Hawkins on the tackle again right there. They tried basically the same play, and it was the same result. Maybe it looks like they gained 2 yards on that one, but good play by Hawkins.
51.1 seconds left to go in this first half, and Kewanee's Matt Taylor said, let's go ahead and talk about this, get the clock stopped. Let's go ahead and see if we can go ahead and maybe put one more touchdown on the board.
Well, yeah, you know, you want to work on everything that you can. So, you know, you got a quarterback like Clark back there. You can go ahead and go no huddle, and he can go back in the shotgun and see what happens.
Thank you for joining us once again tonight on Kewanee High School Sports and Special Events on YouTube Live. Thanks to our good friend Larry Flannery, one of the chairs of the Hog Days Committee. We sure appreciate all his help up here as well as what they did down there for the dedication of the Fieldhouse.
Busy weekend for Larry for sure. Yeah, Hog Days going on. I saw we actually had the Hog mascot was down there in the student section as well as the Boilermakers. So Hog Days getting represented out here tonight.
Pretty nice. And also want to thank all the folks that are listening. And, of course, don't forget you're listening to this on 1450 AM and 100.1 FM WKEI. All the games are on WKEI this year. And also all the games are on WJ Erie, Hog Country 102.5. Bob McKee over on the other side, the south side of town, doing the calling on that. They're playing Stark County tonight. Okay, 4th down. They're going to go for it here, it looks like, Jeremy. And man in motion. And back to pass. And they're going to throw it out in the flat. It's going to be... Yep. And it's going to be incomplete. Did they call a penalty on that, Jeremy?
Jackson Hawkins got tackled as he was rushing the quarterback. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. He literally was tackled. But no flags on the field, so it's going to be Boilermaker football right at their own 35-yard line with 47 seconds to go.
I got a little story to tell you about Blake Johnston here in just a minute. Remind me, it's really nice. 47 seconds left to go in the first half. Kewanee has the football at their own 34-yard line. Let's see what they do here. Alex Duarte is going to be out of the game. And now we're going to have a flag. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. As you mentioned, legal formation. Or too many men in the huddle. Yeah.
Too many men in the huddle. That's what they called earlier against EP as well. So,
yeah.
Well, that'll tack on a few more yards for the Boilermakers to get on this 47-second drill all the way to the end zone. Let's see.
71 yards from pay dirt. But right now, Kewanee leading it by a score of 21-0. Okay, getting the plays set. We've got 10 seconds before the delay game happens. 47 seconds left to go in this first half. Kewanee leading it 21-0. Deuce backfield, back to pass. This is Clark. Throws it out in the flat. Jordan has it. He goes down, and it's going to be a nice tackle over here by the the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. And hurry up with 28 seconds left to go. And second down and 11. Loss of 1 on the play. And there's the play. So across the middle, it's going to be incomplete. So that'll be a third down now with 16.9 seconds left to go. Intended for Brady Schultz. And going to go ahead and tell you what, they have got a good ball club. They have been a little bit snake bit in this game, but Kewanee has really played well. Third down and 11 from their own 34-yard line are the Boilermakers. Trips to the left-hand side. One man to the right. Empty backfield. Clark looking to pass. Now he's going to throw the ball out in the flat. It's going to be caught over here. And that's Colson Welgott at the 45-yard line. 12 seconds left to go.
So that should be a first down. Yes, it is. Yeah, right at the stick. Good job by Welgott to just place himself right on the sideline. Caught the ball. First down, Boilermakers. Now we got a couple more shots at it with 12 seconds left.
Oh, by the way, 2-1 the score in the Cub game. They're leading the Cincinnati Reds in the end of the 7th inning, going to the top of the 8th, and that is at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. Just so if anybody was interested, which I'm sure that they are. And now we're going to have slots to both sides. Empty backfield for Clark. Looking now. He's going to throw the ball. It's going to be out there. It's going to be caught. Yeah, it's going to be incomplete. 7.6 seconds left to go.
Had two receivers in the same area right there. Both were basically open, but neither one really knew who was supposed to go for that ball. So one more play probably, 7.6 seconds left. So unless it's something quick, like a quick hitch out of bounds, probably the last play of the half.
Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to try a field goal from here. Do you think?
No, that's a bit out of his range.
Well, got split out in the right-hand side, and we have dual slots this time. They just completed it. Back to pass is Clark. He throws it out there. It's going to be caught out there by Welgott with 3.7 seconds left. Now they've got a chance to throw it in the end zone. The ball's at the 45-yard line of EP. That would be a gain of about
I think he's right about 10 yards again.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, Welgott does a good job of knowing where he's at on the field, just right on the sideline, goes out, catches the ball, steps out, first down.
Smart player, obviously. Now we're going to have a timeout called by Kewanee. This will be their third and final timeout with 3.7 seconds left. And, I love the gimmick plays. I love the hook and ladder. I always love the hook and ladder.
Well, if there was ever a time for it, now would be
it,
because you could try that right now. There's, as long as your backs are ready to run down if there's any kind of fumble or interception, you got to make sure that doesn't turn around and end up in the other end zone. But could be time to have a little fun right here.
Yep. And getting ready here with 3.7 seconds left to go in this first half. Kewanee leading it by a score of 21-0. We'll have some stats analysis and more here at halftime. And we'll also give you some more of our sponsors, which we really appreciate them sponsoring the games for us, and also Kewanee High School Athletic Department for sponsoring the games too. So the two together makes a huge difference. And we, by the way, we have to say hello to Mr. Ken Sullins and his wife. They're nice people. I know they're listening.
Hello, Mr. Sullins. Let's see if Brady can throw it 45 yards.
Yep. And he looks to run. And how did he get away from them? And he goes to the left-hand side, throws it out in the flat. It's going to be caught wide open over here. And he's going to be throwing the ball. No, keeps it. And he's going to be brought down. He's going to have, oh my goodness, what was that?
They were looking to lateral on that play for sure, but
Yeah.
As he jumped up to lateral, there was no one in the area that he could have lateral it to. And the half ends on a fun play. Kewanee gets down to about the 16-yard line on that, I think.
Well, let's say 16, so 45 to the 16, which would make it
A 29
20
yard
yards.
gain
Yep,
there
exactly.
for Devontae Jordan, who was looking.
Yep.
They were looking for a little bit more, but that was a fun play.
Oh my goodness, it was. And we're going to have some stats analysis and more, as we mentioned here, just locally. And really nice to be bringing you all this information. And Orion is leading Mendota with 3:36 left in the second quarter, 34-0. And I think that kind of tells you the story there. Mendota, I thought, had a really good ball club last year, and the year before they made the playoffs. So, I mean, they're not an also ran. Now the Pom-Pom girls for Kewanee are performing, which is nice. And let me give you some information now about some of our sponsors. Cerno's Bar and Grill is the hometown place to eat before or after the Boilermakers game. Also, Union Federal Savings and Loan. Take charge today. Open a checking account with Union Federal and get some of the best fraud prevention available. Visit online, myunionfederal.com. Union Federal Savings and Loan, member FDIC. Don't forget about Beck's South. Drinks, quick snacks, and Godfather's Pizza. Tanks Auto Body. They say go Boilermakers. Tanks Auto Body. We are beyond repair. Ace Hardware Distribution Center. Become a part of a winning team. Visit acehardware.com/careers and search Princeton. Whiffles Hybrids. They're a proud sponsor of Boiler football. We sure appreciate again that. And Jeremy Peart is going to be giving you some information here, and it should be fun to listen to these things, obviously.
Sure, yeah, I got the stats added up. It really wasn't a whole ton of plays or yardage in that first half. We'll start with Erie Prophetstown. They had 102 yards total offense in that first half. 108 yards. They had a 6-yard pass, and the 102 were on the ground. So 108 total for Erie Prophetstown. We'll go through. Dimitri Larson had 8 rushes for 37 yards. Connor Keegan had 3 rushes for 17, and their quarterback Jeremiah Kochier had 9 rushes for 48 yards. He threw 5 passes, completing 2 out of 5 through the air for 6 yards total. And Luke Otten caught the 1 pass for the Panthers. Over on the Kewanee side, Kewanee had 80 yards on the ground and 109 through the air, so 189 yards total offense in the first half. Leading rusher was Brady Clark, had 4 rushes for 32 yards. Alex Duarte had 3 rushes for 23 yards. Cruz Paredes, 2 for 11. Landon Mason had 1 run for 11, and Traylon Amos had 1 rush for 3 yards. And through the air, Brady threw 11 passes, completing 6. So it was 6 out of 11 for 109 yards through the air for quarterback Brady Clark. Colson Welgott was the leading receiver there. He caught the big one on the first play of the game for 53 yards, and he had 2 more 10-yard catches there in that last drive to give him 74 yards. And Devontae Jordan had a nice catch at the end there for 29 yards total. So 189 yards. Like I said, not a ton of plays. Really, that was a pretty quick first half. But you can't get much better than that. You can go through the scoring here as well. Like I mentioned, the first play of the game, Kewanee Boilermakers went to the air as Brady Clark threw it to Colson Welgott for a 53-yard pass. He was brought down at the 2-yard line. Next play, Clark took it in on a 2-yard run. He also kicked the extra point, made it 7-0 Boilermakers. That was with 8:07 left in quarter 1. 7:15 left in the first quarter. I think it was 2 plays later on the next drive. Clark had a 23-yard interception return. And the kick was good, made it 14-0 Boilermakers with 7:15 left in quarter 1. And then with 2:46 left in the second quarter, Alex Duarte had a 4-yard run, and the kick was good to make it 21-0. And that's where we sit here at halftime. Really just a dominating first half performance by the Boilermaker football team on both sides of the field. And hopefully there's more of that to come in the second half.
And the total yardage again, please, Jeremy.
I had 108 for the Panthers and 189 for the Boilermakers.
Wow, they made the most out of their yards, Kewanee did, didn't they?
Yeah, like I said, it wasn't a ton to tabulate up here. A lot through the air. Actually, 109 yards through the air for Clark. So you never know. Like I mentioned last week, they really went the ground and pound because they, and that got them the win. But it just seemed like they had other options. There were other things that they could have been doing, and I think they're testing some of those out here tonight.
You got to give a lot of credit where credit is due in the entire performance in that first half. But I want to mention that the right now the band is playing out there, and wow, do they sound good. Every year, I can't say that they're better. It's hard to beat what they've got going, and that is just a tremendous job. I was trying to give you the two people who are the drum majors, and I'm not able to get that for you yet. I'll try to find out who it is here. But that being said, just a really nice performance by Kewanee tonight in that first.
Sounds really good on the. I don't know if that's a xylophone that they got going on there, but they had a nice little percussion break in the middle, and this is new songs for the year.
Yep,
and it's sounding good.
By the way, I want to give thanks very much to Frank Toka for giving me this information. But the color guard captains are Ashley Van Wassenhoven and Chloe Miller. The drumline captain is Garrett Komnick, and our drum majors are Tori Dennison, Bethany Van Wassenhoven, and William Lai. And it's a Voyage to Valhalla. Thank you so much for that. And you look at the two band directors down there, and they're just it's Miss Crone and also Mr. Bennick, and they do this together. And I apologize for missing Miss Crone's name earlier in this broadcast. I apologize. Hope she'll forgive me. But she and Mr. Bennick really do a marvelous job, and this band is just not just good. It's
award-winning last year, and if this is any indication, looks like they've got to be favorites to get some more awards this year.
That's for sure. We really appreciate everything that these people do for us, and the color guard as well as everybody else involved. And I just found out the other day that my granddaughter is going to be carrying the Kewanee High School banner with another person in the parade tomorrow, which will be really nice. So, and her name is Evelyn Hughes. Shout out to Evelyn, and I know you'll do an excellent job. And I've got a couple of kids that came into town for holidays and other things, and of course that's Beth Bartlett, and her daughter Katie Bartlett is also here, as well as Aaron Hughes. So, and of course my son Andrew Hughes and his wife Heather. Want to mention them all. This has been a very, very trying week, and we want to make sure we remark to them. And maybe I should say my wife's name.
I think you should.
Okay, Christina Hughes. So, yep. Thank you for that, Jeremy. And Jeremy, I kind of rattle on. You know how I am. Your dad used to say, "Can you please let me get a word in edgewise?"
I bet he never said that, actually.
No, he didn't. Your dad was a class act, and I'll never forget him as long as I am on this earth, obviously. But, Jeremy, we're seeing a lot of positive things here for Kewanee in football tonight, and it isn't just something that you expect. It's just something that you want to see happen, and you're longing for it to happen. And when you see it come upon you at that realm, that completely unexpected situation, and you say, "Oh my goodness gracious, that was pretty darn cool."
Yeah, we've kind of watched the program building. Coach Swanson did a really great job with the program the last 3 years. It was 3 or 4 years. It's hard with COVID. It gets thrown in there, so 4 years, yeah. But he really built the excitement in the program and got a lot of the kids and athletes to come back out again for football. There'd been some years where, maybe there wasn't the excitement around the program, but he did a good job of getting the buzz. And Coach Taylor's doing an excellent job maintaining that and really expounding on that. So I think that, like we said, there's kind of a program coming around right now, I think, for Kewanee football. Last year just missed the playoffs by one game, but this year looking for more than that. And, of course, the year before we had the really good year with 9-1. 9-1, 9-2. It ended up, I do believe. 'Cause won the first game in the playoffs. That was awesome. And it was just wrapping up the band here. They're really playing well, and it's an exciting event. There's always a lot of different entertainment out here at the stadium.
Okay, got it. Okay, great. Thanks.
I think we got one more offering coming from the band.
Jerry Salisbury just called me wanting to know, was that a 24 or 25-yard interception return for the touchdown? And
I had it written down as a 23-yard.
Okay, 23, 24, 25. Okay,
Yeah.
What's one of them?
Somewhere in there.
And now with about 4.5 minutes left to go before the start of the second half, the band is coming off the field. Boy, they sound good again, though, don't they?
Yeah, they got
Jeremy?
a full array of the flags going.
Oh, boy,
It's a spectacle to see.
Yeah, that is something that, I really miss in the college games. They go back to those commentators, and I would rather see the bands. And, one thing back in the day, before, when you weren't even thought about as being a child yet, they used to have Notre Dame football on Sunday mornings with Lindsey Nelson, and it was so neat to see.
They played on Sunday mornings?
No, it was a replay of the game.
They replayed it on Sunday mornings. Okay.
And so, thank you for that.
Well,
but what happened was that you could see the band. They always had the band there. And when you watched college football games, they always had the bands on there. And it's something that's so nice, not only about college, but also high school. It's really nice.
Well, this is a college-like atmosphere right here with, Mr. Bennick's got the band looking great. They do everything. They march around. They do their formations. It's, like I said, it's a spectacle, much like college. And, you don't really realize that because you never do get to see them on the broadcast. But you know what? In the world we live in today, you can go right to YouTube and Google any college you want, halftime band, and you'll be able to watch it. So what a world.
Oh, yeah, it really is. And what's nice is the fact that the Boilermakers, again, have got, and I have to mention this. It's just so important for me. What has happened here at Kewanee High School with Dr. Chris Sullins, the superintendent of schools, Rebecca Baney, the principal, Cody Butler, the dean of students, and, of course, Tim Atwell, the athletic director extraordinaire. He sends out this information to us every single week with everything that everybody has to be in place. And we're talking about like 35, 40 people that have to have everything in place in order to make things happen. And he is really organized. And, there's a couple people I do want to mention. One of them is Mary Semitis. She does so darn much work, and we sure do appreciate her, by the way. So, anyway, it's just really nice to see the way that everybody comes together for these football games. And you don't have to worry about people not making it, because they do make it, and they make it much more fun. Let me give you, once again, the Chain Gang, because I did not mention them ever. I can't even remember mentioning them before in my life. They're Randy Cernovich, who is the lead Chain Gang guy, Tim Boswell, Robert Willie, and Richie Swanson. And if you don't know how important that is, when you're looking across the field, they have everything perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The down markers, everything is just perfect, which is great. So,
yep, very professional, and maybe the only people that have better seats than we do, Russ.
Yeah, hey, I'm jealous.
They also have to dodge out of the. Sometimes they become part of the action.
Oh yeah.
You got to be fleet of foot to be standing right on the sideline.
Watching Miss Cronin down there now, the director of the band for Kewanee, along with Alex Bennick, Brittany Cronin, and she is taking some of the equipment off the field, and which is nice. And of course, we're in front of this Breedlove Peterson track, and it's really nice to see. 1 minute left to go now before the start of the second half, supposedly, but they'll put another 5 minutes on the board, I'm guessing. But right now, 21-0 here at halftime. Kewanee, by the way, will get the ball to start the second half.
That's right, and yeah, it'd be nice to see what if you can set the tone right there, and just keep the foot on the gas and take this game home. Much like we were kind of expecting. Honestly, I wasn't expecting all the passing from the Boilermakers.
Yeah.
But they've been very astute at it, and it's worked to the tune of a 21-0 lead. And let's hope that can be expanded here as soon as the third quarter starts.
And by the way, you mentioned about the passing touchdowns list. None yet for Brady Clark in this game. He's got 10, which is tied for 16th place. All-time rushing yards list. How many yards does he have rushing, Brady Clark?
Tonight, Brady has 32 yards rushing.
So he's got 502, so he's past Dwayne Davis. I remember watching Dwayne play for Kewanee. And then he also, Alex Duarte, has got 429. And how many yards does he have again tonight?
Duarte is at 23 yards.
23, so he is then at 452. Does that sound right? Yeah,
that sounds
452.
Right.
Yep,
452.
Yeah. So 452, and they had 21 first downs last week, of course. Now this week they don't have as many. They've got like 5 or 6 you mentioned. But the thing is that it's nice to see these student athletes get their due, so to speak. And of course, next week the game will be here again, and it's going to be against Mendota.
2 home games, next week against Mendota, who heard sounds like was that Orion that was putting it on them tonight?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you start looking ahead at the schedule for the Boilermakers. You go, okay, you get the W tonight, get the W next week. Now you're talking 3-0. Now you're rolling.
That's really nice. By the way, Brady Clark has gone ahead of Matt Baker from 1983. Matt was a very prolific passer, and he's at right now. It was 1407. He's got 100 and what again, please?
109 yards.
109. So that would put him then at 1516. So he again is up the list there again. So congratulations in part to Brady Clark, and got about a minute and a half to go now before the start again of this second half. What do you look for in the second half, Jeremy, for both teams? Now, Kewanee's going to come out on defense.
Offense. I believe Kewanee's going to receive.
I'm sorry, offense.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, yes.
Yep, we're going to come out on offense, and, I don't know. And that's the best thing ever, to not know, because that means the other team doesn't know what they're going to do either. And it also means that you can do a lot of different things. And I think the offense is showing that tonight, that they are multifaceted and, having success on the ground. I mean, boy, Duarte only has 3 rushes, but boy, that first one, when he came, it was like he was just shot out of a cannon on that first one. His helmet went flying off. He knocked about 3 different players down. It was a 9-yard gain right up the gut, but it was fun to watch. And Landon Mason had a really good run, much to that same type of run right up the middle, tough running. But then you also working on the passing game, and been some nice catches out there tonight. Colson Wellgott looks like he really is aware of where he's at on the field, very much. Those in that 2-minute drill right there, those 2 times it was third down, needed first downs. He just went right to the first down marker, caught the ball, stepped out. That's exactly what we needed. So it's good to see him work on stuff like that. And I hope we get to see it all in the second half.
I agree with you. I would like to see it everything, and it's all going to start with Brady Clark, the quarterback, who is extremely talented and versatile. But the one play, Jeremy, where he came this way, went back, and then he was looking to pass. Instead, he went forward. Then he came back again, and then moved to his left, and he threw across his body. And it did not go. We got to Taylor, I believe.
That was that final play of the half. Yeah, that was
yeah.
The fun one. And, we gained 26 yards on that.
Yeah.
He was looking. They were looking to do a little pitching, a little lateral, try to get it in, but just didn't work out that way. And the half ended that way. But the Boilermakers are lined up right now to receive the kickoff and start this second half.
And again, it was almost a hook and ladder.
They were going. They were in that. They were in that frame of thought.
Okay, now getting ready to kick off is Erie Prophetstown to the Kewanee Boilermakers. Got 2 guys back there. Let's see what they do. Oh, it's an onside kick. Smart play. And Kewanee has it and going down immediately. Now that's good coaching because they tell him exactly, and that's good performance by the young man who went ahead and took it down there.
That was number 13, I believe, that caught it. I do not have him on the list.
Me either. Let me see if it's on the sophomore list. Marquel King is the. Thank you very much.
Good job because, well, Russ, if you remember from last week, at the end of the game, Sherrard had a beautiful onside kick that they recovered. It was called back, fortunately for the Boilermakers, because they were offsides on the opposite side of the field. But good job on that kick coverage.
Wing right side, man in motion is Taylor. He's got the ball. He goes up the middle. He's got a little running room, and he starts to accelerate. Nice gain on first down.
Looks like it was about an 8-9 yard gain. Yeah, 7-yard gain maybe, but nice run up the middle. Yeah, he goes in motion on that, and they flipped it to him, and he cut it inside to make it 2nd and 3.
Graydon Lewis comes in, and he replaces Colson Walgott, it looks like. Taylor comes out also. I missed the other gentleman coming in. Okay, 2nd down and 3 for Kewanee. Here, just underway here in the second half. Kewanee leading it by a score of 21-0. Slot left-hand side. Under center is Clark, and he hands the ball off, and that's Duarte. You can tell by his frame.
Yeah.
Makes it across the midfield marker down to the 48-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5. Gain of 5. 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers.
Boilers keep it on the ground the first 2 plays here and getting a first down. Nice to see positive yardage on both times. Both times the offensive line's really winning the battle up there. They're firing off, and only 3 down linemen for Erie Prophetstown, and Boilers are really getting into that second level on every carry.
Back in is Taylor, and out is Lewis. And Taylor's going to get the ball again. Straight up the middle he goes. He's got some running room. He's going to be brought down. But again, that initial surge from that line, Jeremy, is just unbelievably good for Kewanee.
It is. Like I said, they've only got the 3 down there on the line, but they're really getting into the linebackers as well and creating a big hole. It's basically the same play that he did on first down last time, so it's going to be 2nd and 7.
2nd and 3. It's 7 yards on that gain.
Yep, so same play,
same
down, same result.
Taylor out again, and coming back in is Graydon Lewis. Looks like they're going to be alternating these 2 young men, both juniors, by the way. They'll be both back next year. But this year, they're both playing pretty well. 2nd down and 3 to go for the Boilermakers. Deuce backfield, men on either side, and they're going to get the ball. And this time, going up the middle is Clark, and he stays on his feet, but he's going to be brought down. But not before he gets a first down, and he's going to get the ball down to the 34-yard line. So it'll be a gain of, approximately 6 on the play there, I believe.
I had 6, yep.
So Clark gets 6 that time, and it'll be 1st and 10 again for the Boilermakers. Jeremy, it's been all ground here.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they've got a plan in mind, and everything's working right now. That's what you like to see.
1st and 10 for the Boilermakers, and they're at the 35-yard line of Erie Prophetstown. Deuce backfield, ball given to this first man through, and he stays on his feet. He's going to be brought down, though, and that is Cruz Paredes. And not much yardage there, however. Otten came in from his linebacking situation to make the stop before the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. And he is a player. You can tell that. He is a linebacker. 6'1", 200 pounds. Okay, and Kewanee's calling their play here. Taylor split out to the left-hand side in the slot, and Colson Walgott on the far side. And Mason here to the right side. Ball into the hands of Clark. Looking to pass. First pass attempt. He's going to go run. Now it's going to be thrown out in the pack.
Oh, what
it's going to be caught over there. And it's going to be down to the 5-yard line. Down to the. Nice job that time. From the 33 down to the 5. It's a 28-yard gain. I'm trying to see who it is.
I believe it's number 21. Brady Schultz.
Tight end.
Nice snag right there. That was about 25 yards in the air. It was a bullet fired down, but he went up high and grabbed it above his head to pull it in for a 27-yard, you say there?
Yep, 21-0, 8:20 left to go in this third quarter, and Kewanee driving. They get to 40 yards and 40 points, I should say, and it would be a continuous running clock, which Kewanee would like to be able to do that and get some of your stars out there, get some playing time for the other guys. Ball into the hands of the
Brady kept
Clark.
that one, I think. He went outside on the option, then he cut it back inside for basically no gain, so it's going to be, he might have got a yard there. Second and goal from the 4-yard line? Yeah, 3-yard line.
3. Coming in is Johnston. I believe that's Johnston, isn't it? Is
Number
it 9?
9?
Yeah.
Number 9 is Johnston.
That's Johnston.
Yes.
I didn't know it was 8 or 9. Sometimes this far away, eyes can deceive you, obviously.
This would be their goal line package here, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He's a tight end as well as a defensive lineman. So, you know what? It's time to take the stand, huh? Okay, so the Boilermakers once again will be second and goal from the 3. And rolling out, going to be close. Clark on the carry. They're going to say he's just short.
Boy, he must be on like the 1 yard or 1 foot line probably.
So it's going to be third down and goal from the 1 yard line, as you mentioned, Jeremy. Thank you. From the 1 foot line.
I would call it the 1 foot line.
Yes,
but it looks really close right here. But it is third down, so let's see what you do right here. I mean, there's many options.
Devontae Jordan comes in with a play. 21-0, 6:43 left to go. Kewanee's had the ball this entire second half thus far. Almost 6 minutes gone. Yeah, we're going to have...
Well, you didn't want that. Looks
Yep.
like everyone moved except for the ball.
So legal procedure goes back 5 yards.
So, yep, that's going to make it third and goal from the 6. So that takes away some of those options that you might have had at the 1 foot line.
Graydon Lewis comes back in, and Van Taylor comes out. Also, Jordan comes out for the Boilermakers. Let's see what they've got up their sleeve this time. 6:20 now left to go in this third quarter. Again, Kewanee's had it. Colson Wellgott comes in with a play. The play clock down to 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, good timeout there by Coach Taylor. Smart play.
Yeah, you don't want to get a penalty, another
No.
penalty right there.
No.
So, yeah, 3rd and 6. You want to go ahead and make sure that you get everybody on the same page. You don't want to rush. Last time they were under the gun like that, they rushed up, and actually I think it was a bad snap, or they fumbled the bad exchange, and that play was just kind of gone. But you can't have that on 3rd down and goal.
I want to give you our billboard, I call it, of our folks that are sponsoring this broadcast. Of course, the Kewanee High School. We sure appreciate them for letting us bring you these games. Wiffles Hybrids, Ace Hardware Distribution Center, Tanks Auto Body, Beck South, Downtown Eatery and Bakery, Union Federal Savings Loan Association, Gustafson Ford, Performance Cycle, as well as Cerno's Bar and Grill. And I think I gave them all, didn't I?
I think so.
Okay, good. Just want to make sure. Sometimes you get, you think ahead when you're trying to do a broadcast. You think ahead on doing these things, and sometimes you just get ahead too far. Oh, goodness.
Well, it's been a real good drive so far for the Boilermakers. They started with the ball. I forget exactly where they started this drive, but it's been very productive on the ground. Then they did go to the air for a 26-yard gain to Brady Schultz. Made a real nice catch down at the 6-yard line, and that's where they remain right now on 3rd down and 6. And let's see if they can punch it in. Down to 10 seconds already. Okay, but they're lined up and ready to rock.
Deuce backfield, and with it is, and it's going to be incomplete. It was like he was throwing a quick 10 over there across the middle.
Yeah, it was kind of a little alley-oop right there. They were trying to find the crossing pattern into the end zone, but Erie Prophetstown had it defended well, and he kind of putted the ball up there, but one of the Panthers got a hand on it, knocked it down. So that brings up 4th down and 6. And let's see if they're going to go for this or if they're going to take 3.
Yeah, I think they might go for it here. Let's see what they do.
Looks like EP does have a player down out of the back of the end zone there.
Yeah. I'd like to take this opportunity, by the way, to thank Marcus Throneberg, who at the I don't think I've thanked him yet, and I want to make sure I do that. I want to thank him for filling in last week, Marcus. Thank you so much for doing that. He is my neighbor. He lives across the street from me, and that's where I was going to talk to you about Blake Johnston. Blake Johnston, of course, been working out really well, and I know a lot of the Boilermakers are, but this young man I've seen a couple of times this summer, and it looked like he was always working out. Anyway, so we had that really bad storm about a month ago, and a lot of trees were brought down. And Marcus Stromberg was not immune to that, unfortunately. And his nice, huge tree in the backyard came down. And I'm telling you, this thing was a huge tree. So I look outside there, and I see that there's somebody out there working, and I'm going, well, maybe I can go over and help. So I lended a hand and went over there, and they had this trailer, and there's Blake Johnston. And there's Marcus Stromberg, and Mark says, you don't have to do nothing. And I said, no, I'm happy to do it. So I started helping out, and here Blake is taking these huge things, and he's throwing them in the back of this trailer. I'm going, give me a break. I'm taking half the size, and I'm going, you know.
You mean you couldn't quite keep up with the 17-year-old weightlifting football player, Russ? I think that's to be expected, but
okay,
yeah, he's a nice guy. Here we go. We're lined up, fourth and goal. They're going for it.
You sure are. And now it's going to go back, and it's going to be kept. And it's going to be Brady Clark makes people miss, and now he's going to be brought down at about the 16-yard line. So it'll be a loss of 10. And the Boilermakers had the ball, though, for 6 minutes and 5 seconds of this third quarter, huh?
Yeah, that was a long and impressive drive. It just stalled right there at the end. They were down at the 1 foot line. I thought Brady had gotten in on the second down play, actually.
Me too.
But then then we lined up and got that. We jumped on third down. That put us back at the 6, and then that basically kept us out. But Erie Prophetstown takes over on their own 15-yard line.
Yep. 1st and 10 for the. Now what we got here. And Erie Prophetstown's called the timeout now. So we've had 2 timeouts and an official's timeout here in the second half to start the third quarter. Amazing.
Well, the start of the second half is always an important time, and both teams are looking to take that momentum away from the other, and these are important plays. Yep, we've seen a couple of timeouts already. And
the Boilermakers defensively put something at them, and that's why they called the timeout. They did not like the formation that Kewanee had. So Kewanee has called a timeout. Now Erie Prophetstown has called the timeout. And give Coach Whitebread a lot of credit for recognizing that and saying, hey, here's what you do this, you do this, you do this. And so that way our student athletes know exactly what they're supposed to do. Very important. So here we go. 5:55 left to go in this third quarter. Kewanee leading it by a score of 21-0. Erie Prophetstown with the ball at their own 15-yard line, as Jeremy mentioned. And he has the ball. That's the quarterback. And he is going to be brought down. Very little gain that time. Maybe a yard for Jeremiah Kochever.
Dan Boswell, nice tackle right there.
It was. Boswell has played well. And the Kewanee defense, for the most part, has played very, very well.
Brings up a 2nd and 8 from the 17-yard line of Erie Prophetstown.
Kochever does a good job. Right now, 5:25 left to go in this third quarter. It's 2nd down and 8, as you mentioned, Jeremy. They come out in the formation with one split out to the left side and one to the right and one to the backfield. Now he comes in motion. Ball is going to be given on the cross buck again, or the counter, as they would say.
Just a yard or 2 on that. Good job by the interior of the line, staying home and knowing their assignments.
Jackson Hawkins, you mentioned his name earlier, and they did pick up 3 yards there, so it's going to be 3rd down and 6, it looks like, for the first down. And again, they've got to get the ball out to the 25-yard line. And this is where Kewanee can have some really good field position, Jeremy.
Sure could. Got to go take care of business right here on 3rd and 6 and go ahead and stop them and force that punt.
Trips to the left-hand side for Erie Prophetstown, women in the backfield, alongside their quarterback, Kochever. And now we're going to have a timeout called by who? Erie Prophetstown calls their 2nd timeout. I was surprised there was nothing on the right side. I mean, you want to spread your defensive backs out. You don't want to have them all on the one side.
Mm-hmm.
You want to, I mean, if you're Kewanee, you do, but if you're Erie Prophetstown, you don't want to have them all to one side. You want to have them at least one on the other side, so you don't have everybody bunching up against your receivers.
Yeah, it's an important play right here, and the coaching staff of Erie Prophetstown noticed that, didn't like what they had called or what the matchups were, so they called their second timeout on this first drive.
By the way, I want to say thank you to the athletic director up at Erie Prophetstown for getting me the information. He was really kind to do that, as well as their coach, Coach Whitebread. We really appreciate all the cooperation, and that way we try to give you as much information as we possibly can in these games. Okay. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. So Rochester rolls out to his left, looking, and he's going to be brought down.
There's Blake Johnson.
There's Blake Johnson. He's pretty excited. And there's going to be a loss in that play, I believe. 4th down. Yeah, it's going to be a loss of 5.
Yeah, probably 5 yards.
5
5-yard
yards,
sack
yeah.
right there, Blake Johnson. He
Did he show some speed?
Yep, he had a burst there. He had like a 3-step burst and just caught Coach of R right at the out of bounds line and dropped him. That'll bring up 4th and 11.
That was really nice. So the Boilermakers will get the ball back. Now, staying on his own 49-yard line, is that Jordan, I believe?
I believe that's number 1.
That's Jordan.
Jordan, yes.
And so their punt is going to be high. Kewanee needs to know where they're at. And getting it is Jordan. He gets it at the 44-yard line. And make that the 44-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kewanee there at the Erie Prophetstown 44-yard line.
Good catch right there. He actually, I think he got hit before. That was a fair catch. And it looked like he might have got hit before the ball got there, but he held on and did a good job of securing that, not letting the ball go bouncing for any more yards. So Kewanee starts off in their own territory at their own 44-yard line. And it's been a long time since we've seen any scoring here. When the game, it started off as as fast and furious as it could, with the first play being a 53-yard pass, touchdown the next play. About 3 plays later, a pick 6. So 14 of these 21 points were when the sun was still shining.
That's true. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers, and now they're going to have a young man jump off sides from the Erie Prophetstown team, so it'll be offsides, 5 yards.
He came over and made contact with the offensive lineman. They kind of delayed. They almost wanted to give him time to get back, but he touched the guard on the Kewanee side, so they had to throw that flag and add 5 more yards. So it's going to be 1st and 5 now for the Boilers.
Mercer County is leading St. Bede now to 32-6 with 3:46 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and Rockridge is leading the Ridgeview Lexington Co-op 39-6 at half. Okay, Kewanee, ball is given on the counter to Duarte. He's hardly touched the ball, but boy, does he hit a steam, and he's got some speed. He will not be denied. Touchdown, Alex Duarte. Touchdown, Boilermakers. 39 yards.
Wow. I was about to say, boy, there's no room at all on that play because when he came, there was 2 EP defenders standing right there. He kind of shook one off, and then he just it was like he was shot out of a cannon again, just boom, straight up the field into the end zone. 39-yard touchdown for Alex Duarte.
He's fun to watch and just making the most of his opportunities, obviously, and it's nice to show that the next team that's coming in that you've got other weapons besides just one person or 2 people. So, and that's what's nice. So Kewanee will attempt the extra point. And again, 3:26 left to go in this 3rd quarter. There's the placement. The kick is up, and it is good. 28-0 now is the score. And we'll see what Erie Prophetstown tries to do now to make things a little bit better for them. But the running game is working now too.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much all been working tonight for the Boilermakers, but I complained a little bit about not having any scoring lately, and they took care of that on the next play. So that was fun to watch. And it's got to be a daunting task if you see Duarte coming at you with a full head of steam. That's a tall order for that safety to go ahead and just stick your head in there. And he's a tough tackle if you get him out in space like that. He's showed some speed there as well.
Well, the thing that really is surprising is the speed there.
Yeah,
I mean,
he got through there quick. He didn't have to run anybody over on that one. He kind of shook off the initial guy in the backfield, but then he just kind of turned on the jets. And pay dirt it was.
Man is he is the real deal, and it's looking more and more every week. I know it's early
as well.
on. Yeah, I know that I'm probably putting the cart before the horse here, but it's looking more and more like the Boilermakers are the real deal here also.
Tonight they're that way. They're not to be denied tonight.
No, not at all. So Kewanee once again are going to be kicking off, and let's see who's going to be doing the kickoff, Drewies. That's going to be Clark.
Yeah, we did have Johnson kicked off the last time.
Blake Johnston can kick the ball, obviously. We saw that also. Line drive, which is a nice change of pace against the receiving team, which is good. So this is what Kewanee's 5th time they've kicked off. Is that right?
Yep, 4 touchdowns in the opening kick.
And this one is going to be nice and long and deep to the 15-yard line, and they make people miss. And oh my goodness, he is going to be brought down though, but about the 38-yard line. That gentleman's name.
Brady Schultz tracked him down right there because that could have been a long one. He got through the initial wave, and he was looking at not many people in front of him, but Brady caught him from behind, brought him down, so they will start with the ball at their own 38-yard line.
Max Millam was the receiver there, and now they will start 1st and 10, as Jeremy mentioned. 3:17 left to go in this third quarter. And the Boilermakers really playing some very good football. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. And now with a little different formation here, and I guess it's the same. Slot, left-hand side, now the man goes in motion. That's Kagan. He has the football, and he is going to be out there, but looking to stay home. I'm telling you what, that's just great defense over there on the far side. That's just excellent defense by the Boilermakers.
Is that number 8?
Trying to see.
Ben Taylor,
That's
I believe.
Ben Taylor. Boy,
yeah.
He went over there and just grabbed a hold of him and said, "You're not going anywhere."
It looked like that play was going to be a nice positive play for EP, but Ben Taylor said no. Strung it all the way out to the sideline and held it to barely a yard gain right there for number 13, Connor Keegan.
Yep. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 from the EP 39-yard line with a football. In the pistol formation now is their quarterback. It's going to be almost intercepted. Oh, my goodness.
It was almost offensive interference because it was supposed to be like a quick little slant right there, but that's Trey Amos.
Yeah,
I believe he was inside of the receiver, so the ball was coming right at him. Larson kind of got on his back a little bit and prevented him from making that interception.
There's something to be said for pump fakes in high school football. You don't see a lot of it, but when you do see it, it can be very deadly against the team you're playing.
Jeff George used to make some really nice pump fakes.
He was something else. Okay, 3rd down and 9 for EP, and the ball is going to be on the counter again, and they're going to get some yardage this time. They're going to have a 1st down, it looks like. Yes, they do. Out to the 50-yard line. And
I believe that's Otten, number 8,
Otten.
that carried that one.
Yeah,
okay, his first carry of the night, but that was a nice one. That was a gain of about 12 yards.
Yep. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Kewanee side of the 50-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Boilermakers would love to keep EP from the end zone, but you just don't know. 2 minutes and 3 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Kewanee up 28-0. And the ball now, the quarterback keeps it. He runs, and he's going to be brought down. Boy, he got bent backwards.
Basically, no gain on that, it looks like.
And the man on the mission that time was Paredes, and he gets the tackle. Did a good job. Boy, look at that moon over there, by the way.
I just noticed that as well. It's like I don't know if it's full or not, but it's a big old orange moon hanging right over the Goods gym, right down the 50-yard line from us.
And we see, of course, Kewanee High School Peterson Auditorium, and we see the Mighty Might over there. Really, really nice.
Yeah, that's a picture-worthy moment right there.
Actually, it is. You're right. With the football again, it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Erie Prophetstown Panthers. And they're going to go ahead and try to get first down here. What's going on now? Going to have a timeout called?
It went down to 0. I think it was
There
delay.
you go, yeah. Delay a game again. Let me just mention this, too. This is not a consolidation between these two schools. It is a co-op between the Erie Cardinals and the Prophetstown Prophets. And by doing so, it keeps them competitive on all their sports, which is nice. One of the guys that plays for the EP Panthers is a young man by the name of Winkler. I think that's Coach Winkler, Ryan Winkler, who is the head coach of the basketball team, which is nice. They've just got a lot of things going for them in a positive way, but Kewanee really controlling them thus far tonight. 2nd down and 14. Ball's going to be going to be thrown out in the flat. It's going to be caught over there. Dropped, excuse me. Thank you.
It looked like it was in his hands. They'll all tell you that should have been a catch right there. It was a good pass by the quarterback, but unfortunately couldn't be hauled in, so it remains 3rd and 13.
And Keegan Winkler was the gentleman who had it come out of his hands.
Oh.
Over there, yeah. Okay, so again, 58.5 seconds left to go. It's 3rd down. Last time it was 3rd down and a long ways to go. They got their first down. So Kewanee's got to be ready here. Dual slots this time. One man in the backfield by the quarterback. And he's looking to pass. Straight back. And he throws the ball out in the flat. It's going to be almost intercepted. Instead, it's caught over there. Amos had that in his hands, didn't he?
Beautiful catch right there by Larson, I believe, who may be hurt. And but yeah, Amos came flying up from his position, came flying in. Looked like the ball kind of went through his arms, and Larson was able to draw it in. But apparently something's happened to him.
Yeah.
On the ground. So hopefully he's all right. But that was a nice play, and 1st down again for EP. Looks like the ball is going to be up at about the Kewanee 37-yard line.
And we want to mention a couple of things. The athletic trainer who's out there for Kewanee watching, seeing what's going on is Emma Corkill. And she is really nice what she does, obviously. She works for OSF, but nice job by her. And again, some of the people, I'm going to give them to you here one more time. The pom-pom advisor is Katie Rushing Anderson. The cheerleading advisor is Emily Robinson. Band director together, Alex Bennick and Brittany Crone. The director of special events, Larry Flannery, has really helped us out tremendously. The fall sports program, Mary Semanis, but she also gets the officials and those type of thing. Just really nice job that she does. We do appreciate her. By the way, let me give you the Kewanee School Board, by the way. I didn't do that yet. Jeff Johnson's the president. He talked to you earlier. Lori Christensen is the vice president. John DeBoer's the secretary. Diane DeMay, Amy Dev, Ron Salisbury, and Scott Steffen are the remaining members of the board. So, all that being said, I like to make mention of all these people. We do appreciate what they do for us. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 after that gain for the EP Panthers, and with the ball is their quarterback, and he is going to be, he's stiff-armed, but he's going to be brought down, but he's going to have some sizable yardage with 25 seconds left to go. That's going to be the last play, I believe, of the 3rd quarter. Let's see where they mark the, going to be a 7-yard gain. So it'll be a 2nd down and 3 for the
nice
first
run by
down.
Coach Avar there. He strung it out, and he had the Kewanee defender on him. But stiff arm, he had the stiff arm action going, and he gained about 7 yards on that.
2-1, and that is the end of the 3rd quarter, with Kewanee leading it by a score of 28-0. And we'll be back for the 4th quarter, and it should be fun to see, obviously. So let me go ahead and give you our sponsors one more time, if I can do that. Let me give you those right now. Of course, the Downtown Eatery and Bakery, craving comfort food, experiences the deliciousness of Downtown Eatery and Bakery. From freshly baked delights to hearty homestyle meals, we've got something for everyone. PM Performance Cycle in Kewanee is PM Performance Cycle. It's the area's leading motorcycle repair and service center since 2016. Let Ken and his team fix your ride right. Gustafson Ford in Kewanee, the local name. you've known and trusted for over 70 years. They offer all powertrains, including gas, diesel, hybrid, and electric. They also welcome all makes and models in their service department. Choose Gustafson Ford for all your vehicle needs. Cerno's Bar and Grill, the hometown place to eat before or after the Boilermakers game. Take charge today, it says. We got enough time to finish it. Open a checking account with Union Federal and get some of the best fraud prevention available. Visit online, myunionfederal.com. Union Federal Savings Loan Association, member FDIC. And back now to live action. Again, the Boilermakers leading in this game 28-0. And it was all Boilermakers in that third quarter, 7-0 there, Jeremy.
All Boilermakers in this whole game. Let's see if I'm guessing there's going to be more of that in the fourth quarter. Although EP is as close as they've been this game so far to their end zone.
30-yard line. It's going to be kept by Kochever, and he does a good job of moving forward to the 25-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down. Let me give you the last couple of advertisers. Tanks Auto Body says, "Go Boilermakers, we are beyond repair," it says. Also, become a part of a winning team. Visit acehardware.com/careers and search Princeton. Wiffles Hybrids is also a proud sponsor of Boiler football. Okay, now back at it are the Kewanee Boilermakers. On defense, they'd like to get a stop here. Let's see what they do. A man in motion now. It's going to be kept by Kochever again, and he is going to be brought down. He just keeps driving those legs hard over to the 20-yard line.
Into the red zone for the
Hawkins again
Panthers, and that's the first time they've been there tonight. And this will be a challenge for the Boilermakers to keep them out and from scoring.
Hawkins again on the stop, I believe, for Kewanee. And that was a gain of 7, I believe. No, 6, let's say. It'll be second down and 4. The ball down to the Kewanee 20-yard line. So second down. And they found something in the Kewanee defense. And this Kochever just, he just moves to the side and looks and takes it. And now it's going to be taken from the side. And a little change of pace, but Kewanee over there to gang tackle. Not enough for a first down, I don't believe.
I don't think so. It's going to be close, but I think Kewanee had a couple nice licks right at the end there on Larson and kept him from getting just barely. Looks like, it's going to be 3rd and 1, it looks like.
Dan Boswell comes back in for the Boilermakers. So that would be 3rd down and 1, right?
3rd and 1 it should be,
Okay.
yes.
Yep. Okay. So 3rd down and 1 for Erie Prophetstown. They're at the Kewanee 16-yard line.
They're bringing the sticks out, actually. Yeah, it's going to be.
Okay, there you go.
It's going to be close. I think he's short though.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's see here.
Maybe they just wanted to practice, bringing the sticks out and measuring.
Nice crowd here for this ball game tonight here at Kewanee High School Stadium. They've heard a lot of good things about Kewanee, of course.
First down.
It is a first down. We were both wrong, especially me.
We were wrong.
First and
not goal yet. It's going
Yep.
to be first down at the 16-yard line for the Panthers.
And once again, their quarterback is Jeremiah Kochever. He's a senior. And so it'll be 1st and 10. Ball is going to be given on the crossbuck, and they really did a good job. Oh, my goodness gracious. What a tackle that time. And I believe it was on Larson, if I'm not mistaken.
It was Larson running.
Lost.
Jordan, I think. Yeah, Devontae Jordan. He got a hold of the jersey there. And whipped him back for a loss of 4, almost 5.
Yeah.
Loss of 4, we'll say. But, nice tackle. He shot a gap right there and got in and took care of business.
Okay, second down now and 14 to go from the Kewanee 20-yard line. And this on the crossbuck again, it is in the push forward, but he's going to be brought down at about the 16-yard line, I'm guessing, where the original line of scrimmage was.
Yeah, Larson looks like he got his 4 yards back on that one. 4 hard-fought yards.
I think it's going to be a 4-down territory. Boswell on the stop for the Boilermakers. And again, 9 minutes left to go in this football game. Kewanee leading it by a score of 28-0. Ball's on the 17-yard line. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11. They bring the play in from the sideline. And 13. We got plenty of time then. Slot to the right-hand side, women to the left. Tight end there, too. The ball's going to be kept by the quarterback. He goes up the middle, and he is going to be brought down.
Oh, nice tackle right there.
About the 12-yard line. Yep, Mason.
Tripped him up by the ankle right there because he was scurrying for he was thinking pay dirt on that one. But that's going to bring up 4th down.
So 4th down and 6
yards, I would say.
Yep. I thought for sure you got further than that. At our angle, it's hard to see.
It seemed like, yeah, he could have went for a touchdown right there. That could have been a game-saving tackle by Landon Mason.
He's so quick. This young man, talking about their quarterback for Erie Prophetstown, Jeremiah Kochever, and he's cat quick, as my friend Gary Peterson used to say. And man in motion, and it's going to be on the ground. He goes out in the flat. He's going to be chased over there. He throws it out in the flat. It's going to be intercepted, I believe, didn't it? Wasn't it?
I think Kewanee picked that off.
Yep, and that was all because of the defensive pressure by Blake Johnston coming in there. Almost had another sack.
Yeah, he put him on his back, and that's why he threw that interception. Actually, would have been better off, knocking it to the ground. We would have got it. It was 4th down, but nice to get that. I don't know who intercepted it.
Okay, 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers, and they're at their own 4-yard line, it looks like. 5-yard line. 1st and 10.
Boilers take over on the second interception of the night.
That was a long, long drive. Quick pitch for Kewanee, and they get it into the hands of
Mason.
That's Mason. Yep, 16. Yep.
Nice run. He gets him out of the shadow of their goal post there. Gives him a little breathing room. It's going to make it 2nd and 2. 8-yard run for Mason.
Real positive run for him.
Yeah, made a nice tackle. Possibly even a touchdown-saving tackle on that last defensive stand, and then gets the first carry on 1st down and gets some breathing room, 8 yards out to the Erie Prophetstown 18?
13.
13.
Yeah. 2nd down and 2, as Jeremy mentioned. Ball is going to be kept by Clark. He's going to now pitch it, and it's going to be close to a 1st down. And I believe that's Taylor. No, I'm sorry.
Paredes,
yeah.
Not much room, but he did get the 1st down. So mission accomplished right there. They ran that option play to the short side of the field, the near side to us. He pitched it late, but Paredes had enough to get the 1st down on that one.
That's what you have to do. You have to have that pitch done as late as possible, because that way you draw the defense toward you as a quarterback. And coming in for Kewanee is going to be Graydon Lewis once again. They're sending plays in from the sideline. Colson Welgott will be very tight and deuce backfield now. Clark under center. We're going to have, offsides on who? Oh, on Erie Prophetstown. So there's 5 yards. That's important right now, Jeremy. To get that 5 yards, it'll be 1st and 5.
Sounds a whole lot better than 1st and 10 for sure. Always does. So, another mistake. The penalty's starting to mount for Erie Prophetstown, as that's their 5th penalty. 25 yards total. So not all 5-yarders. Little penalties for them, but they've gotten 5 of them.
I think that was lined up offsides is what the problem was there. I didn't see anybody move. Okay, Kewanee has it now. The ball's given to the first man through, and he's going to be brought down. Is that Mason?
That's number 5, so that's going to be
close.
Draven Peterson.
That was close. I got new glasses too, folks.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that was about a 4-yard gain for Peterson.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1. Coming in with a play is going to be Devontae Jordan. So 2nd down and 1 for the Boilermakers. 5:25 left to go in this football game. Jordan split out to the left-hand side. 9-8-7, waiting for it to come down there. And now the ball's given to the second man through. And he has got some running room. Is that Duarte again?
Number 3.
Number 3?
That's going to be Graydon Lewis.
Lewis with a nice
Big
play.
run. Yeah, we also had Landon Sheets was in at quarterback on that one as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
We got the second string in there, and they're looking good. Graydon Lewis, nice run.
What was nice, what Graydon Lewis did, I thought anyway, Jeremy, maybe tell me if I'm wrong here, but he faked to the left, and then he came back to the right because it was sealed off there perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he found the opening and took advantage of the speed. They were on, what were we on, about the 26-yard line? So that would have been 25.
14 and
that's about a
39.
39-yard run.
Mm-hmm.
Way to get in the stat book big right there, Graydon Lewis.
1st and 10 for the Boilermakers. And now we're going to have a timeout called by Kewanee. This will be their second timeout. And thank you for that information about the quarterback coming into the game.
Looks like they've got most of the starters are out right now, so this is the second string, pretty much running it well, looking good. I mean, it's always great when you can get some work in for the younger kids in the second string, and that only helps later on as they have to come in and injuries always seem to happen, unfortunately. So you have to have backups, and you have to have the next guy up after somebody goes down, and when you get some experience like they can right here, it's a helpful thing. There's a lot of lean years, Russ, where we didn't have a lot of 28-0 leads. So it's like I said, I'm really impressed with the direction of the Kewanee program, and it's actually becoming a true program to where year to year they are competitive, if not better than competitive.
Landon Sheets is a 5'9", 165-pound quarterback, and we'll see what the Kewanee's got drawn up after that timeout with 4:30 left to go in the football game.
It's like Waylon Lambert in the backfield, number 44.
And with the football, a quick pitch to the left and cutting it inside for the Boilermakers.
That was Tyler Johnston, but I think that's going to come back.
There was a flag in the play. Otten again making the play. And he's just a heck of a player for them.
Yep, called his name a lot tonight.
Didn't quite see what that was.
They are walking backwards, though. Looks like a 5. Oh, no, okay. That's from the spot of the foul. Now they're going back 5 from the spot of the foul. So it was not holding. Not sure what it was, but it was a penalty nonetheless against the Boilermakers.
I think it was it was something to do with a legal procedure or legal formation.
That's 5 penalties for the Boilers tonight for 40 yards.
Okay, Kewanee now back at it. 1st and 15 from the 41-yard line of Erie Prophetstown. 4 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in this football game. Kewanee leading it 28-0. With the football, good quick pitch to the right side. Good speed over there, by the way, too. And carrying the football that time was Waylon Lambert. As you mentioned, he was in the game. So Waylon Lambert getting some yardage that time. He got 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, he got 9 yards. Let's say 8 yards.
8-yard carry by Lambert. Yeah, he showed some speed right there.
Yeah. Now Lambert, of course, is a 5'7", 170-pound junior. A lot of juniors on this club, huh?
Yeah, there is.
And coming out of the game now is Marquez. Not, I believe the name is. I'm not sure.
Coming down on 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Boilers are grinding this out and driving.
10 minutes after 9. Now it goes to the running back, and that is, once again, that's the same gentleman we talked about to the 23-yard line. That is a gain of 9 on the play. That was Waylon Lambert once again, and of course the clock stops on the first downs. Coming in the game for Kewanee is going to be Miguel Gomez. He's a junior, 5'11", 265-pound player.
Lewis back in the game, I see.
He replaces Amos. Yep.
It's like Dontavian Thomas in there as well.
2:43 left to go in the
Number
football
10,
game.
He split out.
Under center is their quarterback once again we talked about. And Lambert again up the middle. He just keeps those legs churning, doesn't he? Down to the 23-yard line. That'll be a gain of maybe just A yard or two, not much.
I'd say about 3 yards.
Yep.
Good hard running
Yep.
up the middle there by Lambert.
You're right, as usual, Jeremy. Mr. Stats, besides, well, nothing against you, Jerry Stallsbury, Mr. Stats. You're Mr. Stats also. He's been doing it a long time.
Jerry is, he's the OG of stats for sure.
Oh, yes. So second down for the Boilermakers. Split out to the right-hand side is Graydon Lewis once again. Deuce backfield for their quarterback, and that is Sheets. Hands it off once again.
Number 22 running it up the middle right there. For
Gunnar
a nice
Salisbury.
Game. That's Gunnar. Okay, number 22, Gunnar Salisbury.
Just a sophomore, Gunnar is. He's a 5'6", 155-pound sophomore. 132 and counting now. Yeah, most of the starters are out of the game now, which is nice. They give them a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a respite. It's going to be hot this next week. I hope that
next week, there could be some more of those cramps that we were talking about.
Yep. Quick pitch to the left-hand side and being tackled right at the 20-yard line.
That was Gunnar again. He didn't have much room on that one. He took it to the outside, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
1 minute left to go in this game.
4th and 5. Let's get the first down here, and then we can go into victory formation.
Not a bad idea. So 4th down, and again, we'll be on the air here at Kewanee High School Stadium next week at 6:30.
Think about our three stars of the game as well, Russ.
You got to figure those out for me if you wouldn't mind too much. I'll tell you, why don't you do 2 and I'll just do 1. How's that?
Nope, sounds like it.
Okay. And here we go. Ball is kept, looking to pass. And it's going to be thrown out there. It's going to be caught.
Nice pass by Sheets on the run right there.
Man, that was a sweet pass.
Hauled in by, is that Dontavian Tana, number King.
So King, Marquez King, yep, 13.
Oh, that's the 13 we didn't have.
Yeah.
Okay, Marquez King. Yes, he made a play. Oh, he made a play on that onside kick. At
Yes,
the
he
beginning
did.
Of the half here.
That was a big play. And it's 23.3 seconds left to go in this game, and got the first down. That was the main thing, was to get the first down.
Yeah, was that about a 6-7 yard gain probably? Call it 7-yard gain.
Yep. And there is victory formation you just asked about, Jeremy, and there we go. The Boilermakers are victorious by a score of 28-0, and now we're going to have the strobe lights, which are really totally cool.
Yeah, I like when they add the colors to the light show.
Yes,
that's pretty
very
cool.
Nice. Very nice. The Boilermakers again victorious by a score of 28-0, a shutout for the defense. So the Boilermakers once again really doing well, playing well, and making it happen. Start off with Brady Clark. You'll give the information here in just a minute, Jeremy. I'll just make mention the long pass to begin the game from Clark to Colson. Well got, and then he is brought down, I believe, at the 2-yard line, and then Brady Clark took it in the rest of the way of the 2 yards and gets the touchdown, made it 7-0 after the extra point, and then laying in the weeds. That's the only way I can say it. He was laying in the weeds. He was hiding behind a couple players, and he says, "Look at that. I know that pass is going to come." And he grabbed a hold of the pass, went in for the touchdown. Had to dodge a couple people, and it was fun to see. Brady Clark with 2 touchdowns within the first 3-4 minutes of the ball game, I think, and that was half their points to get the entire game. So congratulations to the Boilermakers. They get a nice victory. They're in the season. Erie Prophetstown falls to 2-0-2, and Kewanee again will be back in action next Friday here at 8 at Kewanee High School Stadium against the Mendota Trojans, and it should be a fun opportunity again for the Boilermakers. They're going to be playing again in the Three Rivers Athletic Conference against a very, very tough team. Mendota, the Trojans always have been good, and they reload every year too. They might be a little bit down, I'm not sure this year, but and then Kewanee will play on the 15th of September at Bureau Valley, and then they will play the Hall Red Devils here, the Hall / Putnam County Red Devils here at Kiwanee High School Stadium, and it will be on September 22nd for homecoming, which will be nice. So you got some stats for us, my friend?
I do. I got them figured up here. We had, it seemed like a few more stats there in the second half, as that was a nice dominating win by the Boilermakers, and that half turned out just as well as the first half. Let's start with the Boilermaker stats. On the ground, 216 yards for the Kewanee Boilermakers total. Rushing stats, we'll go down the list here. Traylon Amos, we had a lot of ball carriers in this game. Traylon Amos had 1 carry for 3 yards. Brady Clark, 8 carries for 31. Draven Peterson, 1 carry for 4 yards. Landon Mason, 2 carries for 19. Ben Taylor, 2 carries for 14. Cruz Paredes, 4 carries for 15 yards. Alex Duarte, 5 carries for 67 yards. Graydon Lewis, 1 carry for 39 yards. Lambert had 3 carries for 20 yards. And Salisbury had 2 carries for 4 yards. Through the air, Brady Clark was through 12 passes. He was 7 out of 12 through the air for 136 yards. And then also we got Landon Sheets down here, 1 pass for 7 yards. Receiving stats for the Kewanee Boilermakers, Devontae Jordan had 1 catch for 29 yards. Got 3 catches, 74 yards. Brady Schultz, 2 catches, 47 yards. And King had 1 catch for 7 yards there towards the end. So beautiful nights on offense for the Boilermakers. Spread it around. Everybody got into the fun. Going over Erie Prophetstown, their stats, 141 total yards on the ground for the Panthers. They had 20 through the air, so 161 total for the Panthers. Rushing, looks like Dimitri Larson had 12 carries for 44 yards. Connor Keegan had 4 carries for 18 yards. Jeremiah Kochevar, their quarterback, had 18 carries, 67 yards, and carry for 12 yards. Kochevar through the air threw 8 passes, and he completed 3 of the 8 for 20 total yards. He did have 2 interceptions, and one of those, like you were talking about, laying in the weeds, that was Brady Clark on that pick 6. Receiving stats, Luke Otten had 1 catch for 6, and Dimitri Larson had 1 catch for 14 yards. So, domination for the Boilermakers. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Want to recap the scoring real quick. With like 8:07 to go in the first quarter, Clark had a 2-yard run. That was after the first play of the game, which was a 53-yard pass to Colson Wellgott. Kick was good, scored 7-0. Then a couple plays later, after he took over, that was the pick 6 for Clark, 23-yard, maybe 24-yard. I don't know. We'll figure that out with Jerry later. Touchdown, 7:15 in the first quarter that took place. Kick was good, 14-0. Then a little stretch, 2:46 left in the second quarter. Duarte had a 4-yard run. The kick was good, 21-0. And then the final score was with 3:26 left in the third quarter, a 39-yard run by Duarte. The kick was good, 28-0. Boilermakers, beautiful win.
It actually was. It was real fast in that first half, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second half, it was more of a grinded-on type of a situation. And so, yeah, it was just a really nice way to win a ball game. We're waiting for Coach Taylor to come up and talk to us here, and so we can get some information, and I'm sure he'll enjoy talking. We don't have a headset for him because this does not fit into anywhere.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
I can't wait to – it'll be a happy coach when he gets up here, and because that was an impressive win. You like to have these. Erie Prophetstown was just overmatched, no doubt about that. But the Boilers did a really good job. They looked really crisp on offense. The plays were, very well. Like I said, they were just it's good, crisp. They looked really good on offense, and defense played well as well. Obviously, throwing up the shutout. The first half, they really didn't give up anything. The second half, or in the fourth quarter, there EP did. I think they had a lot of second stringers in as well. Kewanee did, but. They threatened, but they stiffened at the end there and did not let them in with the interception right at the end. So
1, 2, and 3 stars.
The 3 stars. Well, with the third star, I think. How about Alex Duarte?
Yeah.
It was really fun to watch him. That first run, he didn't get to run in the first until like the third. It was almost the end of the first quarter before he got the ball. But boy, when he got it, he broke about 3 tackles. His helmet went flying. I think he broke his helmet too.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh boy, that was an eye opener, I'm sure, for the EP defense. Going, oh man, we got to tackle that guy. So yeah, I'm gonna give him the 3rd star there.
Okay. Well, how about if I do the second one? I'm probably going to be wrong with this, but there were 2 guys that I thought really deserved it. One was Blake Johnston, who had the another sack, as well as he forced when they were getting ready to score, and he forced that young man to the quarterback, Reservoir, to throw the ball up, and it was intercepted. And then you also have Colson Wellgott, who started the game off very, very nicely. So that's what really was nice. So
I agree. Yeah, both of those guys. I mean, and a lot of times this season it's going to be. I don't know that there's going to be a game this year where Brady Clark's not going to be in one of those 3 stars. He does so much for the team. I mean, he plays quarterback, he kicks, he plays cornerback on defense, and he was all conference last year as a cornerback. Would have been all conference as a quarterback if it wasn't for a really stacked. The conference was stacked in quarterbacks last year.
It was
You're
nuts,
talking,
wasn't it?
well, 2 of them went to play Division I.
yeah.
So that's tough to crack that.
And we got a couple of young men coming up here. They want to talk. Maybe they want to speak with us.
All right.
What do you think?
That's awesome. Let's get them in here, and you can talk to them, Russ.
Well, why don't you talk to them, Jeremy, and I'll talk to Coach Taylor. How's that sound? What kind of yeah.
You go ahead and talk to him, Russ. You're so much better at that.
Oh, I know about that.
that.
Here we go. Well, there's one of those guys I thought, and of course I forgot about Ben Taylor had a really nice game too. So okay. Okay, and here we go. We've got a young man by the name of Alex Duarte.
Yes.
Alex, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm a little tired.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious! You just, I mean, boom! What do you do?
I don't. I eat whatever my mama makes me. Yeah.
That's Walter Payton's number. One of my favorite players of all time. Mm-hmm. And you really played well.
Thank you.
You didn't carry the ball for quite a while, and then when you did, your helmet came flying off.
Yeah.
What did it break or what happened?
I just went, I guess, helmet to helmet. My top straps came off and came off.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
Just came off.
So you guys are 2-0 now. You and that, by the way, that other that was a heck of a run you had, and you just outran everybody. It was really nice. But you're 2-0 now. What do you look for next week then? The same type of thinking, mindset for you guys?
Same intensity. We're clearly gonna have a different game plan, but I think we'll do good. I think we'll pull through with another W. Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully,
3-0 on the season. Yeah, hopefully.
Would that be sweet?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember when it was that way a few years ago?
Yeah. It's a great season.
Yes.
I had fun my freshman year.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're looking forward to seeing it happen again. We're going to let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And keep up the good work,
Thank
okay?
you.
Okay. Thank you. And now we, of course, have a young man named Brady Clark. Brady Clark, you put on 20 pounds?
Oh, yeah. So, like 15, 20, yeah.
So what did you do?
I right after basketball season, right after it, I just started working out every day. So, yeah.
So it's all muscle, huh?
Some of it, hopefully.
Now, we saw you throw the pass to start the game.
Yeah.
And it was a real nice pass that you threw. It was right on the money to Colson Wellgott. Was he your first look?
Yeah, it was as a fake screen, and we were looking for the go ball. We've been working on it in practice all week. We knew it was going to be there. We saw him hitching up. So.
And it was, too. And he had like 2 steps, I think, and caught the ball and went in, and then you took it in for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong here. My comment has been on the air on that interception for the touchdown that you were laying in the weeds. Does that sound about right?
Yeah. On our defense, when there's sprint out, cornerback just kind of sits there. So, yeah, that makes perfect sense, yeah.
Yeah, and you grabbed it. That's the second time you've done that, is that right?
Yeah.
You did it when you were a sophomore, now you've done it as a senior. And you guys have really got things going. You've really bought into what Coach Taylor wants you to do, obviously, huh?
Yeah.
And he comes with a great legacy of excellent coaches in his family, you know.
He's been great to all of us.
Oh, that's great. Well, any last thoughts before we let you go?
No, I don't got anything, I don't think. What's up, Mom? Dad?
There you go. Okay. Again, Brady Clark, the quarterback for the Kewanee Boilermakers, and we're going to see if we have a young man by the name of Matt Taylor. and go from there. He might not come up. We'll just check and see.
Well, he might.
Here he is now. I see him.
Hmm?
Nope, that's not him. That's Coach Matt Clark. The eyes are not as good as they used to be.
He might just let that game just speak for him. I think.
You know, that might be right.
Game plan was awesome. You heard from Brady right there saying that they kind of had that plan, that go route planned. If the cornerbacks are creeping up or if they think they got it, they called it out and executed it perfectly. That was a perfect throw, perfect catch. So
Got to say thank you to the Boilermakers for making my time back here as enjoyable a game as I've been involved in a long time.
There's few that are more just completely satisfying than what we saw right here tonight.
Yeah.
So hopefully there's a lot more of that to come in the next few weeks. We kind of hope for the same thing.
It should be a lot of fun. And now joining us is Coach Matt Taylor of the Kewanee Boilermakers. And Coach, wow, that was. Are you out of breath at all? No, you're not. You're so in shape.
No, not. Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Jeremy.
Wow, you had a heck of a game tonight. What is it in this game plan that you decided to do?
Well, personally, we show that we can run the ball, and I imagined EP would definitely consider that we ran 47 out of 61 plays. So we tried to open up a little bit.
Well, the first thing you did was you came out with a perfect game plan. I mean, we were expecting maybe Duarte to run the ball, maybe a couple other guys run the ball. And instead you come out and you have Clark throw the ball out there, and he catches it and gets the ball out there to Welgott. Welgott gets the ball down the field to the 2-yard line. Next play, he takes it in for the touchdown. Then he gets the next ball on a defensive play and goes in for the touchdown. 14-0 within 3 or 4 minutes of the first quarter, and you guys are not rolling, but you got a lot of confidence, obviously.
Yes, I mean, you can't ask for a better way to start a game. 2 plays, you get a touchdown, and then shortly thereafter we get a pick six and turned in. Then, it was discussed for a long time what we would do, and it wasn't until a couple seconds before the play was called that we decided to give it a shot, and we knew that some of the openness of Welgott was going to be due to the fact that we ran the ball so well.
Yeah, and your team played well defensively. You shut them out.
Yeah, we're happy for the shutout, and more importantly for the program, we got a lot of guys in at the end of the game, got a lot of experience, and they held, and they bent a little bit, but they held, and it was good to see some of the guys get an opportunity. We've been preaching that as a program. You participate in the summer, you participate in practice. We're going to do what we can when you're trusted to get you on the field. And we didn't get everybody in. There's a couple guys that we would love to get in at some point in time, but it was a great opportunity for everybody to start off their weekend.
2-0.
2-0. Yeah.
2-0.
Excited.
You cannot beat that at this juncture of the season. You're 2-0. And when you say that, you have a team that believes in you as their head coach, as well as the other coaches, because they bought in. You could tell the way they play. They're playing awful hard for yourself, but also for the rest of their teammates and also for their school.
Yeah, that's the thing. The coaching staff, the community, myself, but ultimately as we work hard together, and what I tell them is suffer in misery, and suffer together, and that's football. And it hasn't been too miserable, but it's been tough enough to where they've grown together, and we demand and expect that them be good teammates, good people, and they help each other out. And because collectively we are creating a family environment, they're operating as a family, and they're not dropping their heads when a play doesn't go right. They're standing tall, stand proud, and get after it the next play. So it's a great environment right now.
So any last thoughts before we let you go? And get yourself a pork chop now, huh? Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Well, I'll have more than one pork chop this weekend, I'm sure. So I won't shy away from those.
Oh, none of us will. It should be fun.
No, it's a good way for the weekend, and we all told them, I hope the community and the players, they get to talk a little bit this weekend, and they support each other by making sure that they give a good safe holiday, and we'll get back after it next week for Mendota at home.
And it'll be a tough game because the Trojans are always known to be a tough team. You saw them last year. Kiwani gets it on an overtime, I believe, on a field goal by Brady Clark to win at Mendota. This year, hopefully, we can get the same thing happen, maybe a little bit wider margin. We'll see.
Oh yeah, we're not overlooking Mendota. They've been playing Kiwani for a long time, and it's always they have tough kids, tough town, and we're going to prepare and play like they're the state champions from last year, and that's what we're going to do every week.
Sounds great. Coach, thanks for taking the time to come up and talk to us. Thanks for letting the kids come up and talk to us, too.
Thank you, Russ. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate all the support.
Our pleasure. That's Coach Matt Taylor of the Kiwani Boilermakers. Again, they're victorious tonight by a score of 28-0. They were victorious last week, 28-21, and 2-0 is a hard way to beat that. It's a wonderful opportunity, Jeremy, and so Jeremy Peart. What can you say? Happy Hog Days, huh?
Happy Hog Days, yeah. Come on out next week or watch again online or listen on the radio because it's looking like it's setting up to be a fun season.
Yep.
2-0 so far. Let's go get it next week.
You can't beat that. I want to thank Jacob Doan, our videographer, again, doing a great job. We appreciate him. Larry Flannery, of course, doing his yeoman's work once again as the special events coordinator here. And I want to thank also back at the radio studio for spinning the dials. And, of course, that is Sean Kernan. Thanks, Sean. We appreciate that. And we also want to give you one more time our the folks that are sponsoring, and that, of course, Wiffles Hybrids, Ace Hardware Distribution Center, Downtown Eatery and Bakery, Beck's South, Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, Gustafson Ford, Cerno's Bar and Grill, and Performance Cycle. I want to say thanks again for listening. And again, Jeremy Peart by my side, this is Russ Hughes saying good night and God bless.